It's time for Pierre Governor Sports on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Pierre Governor Athletics are brought to you by Avera St. Mary's Hospital, Zander Auto Parts, Bank West, All Around Graphics, Weatherall Roofing, Faith Lutheran Church, and Billion Financial.
Jost trying to get one forward for Davis. Davis in the shot, and that one goes through. How about that for offense? Avery Davis scores, and it's 1-0 for Pierre.
And also brought to you by the Clubhouse Inn and Suites, Birding Electric, Slumberland for Bridget M Photography, Edward Joe, Dakota Sprinkler, and Sioux Nation.
Empty backfield again. Keenels right up the middle on the design run. All the way through. Keenels 25-20, 50, 10, 5. Touchdown, 50-yard run for Keenels. 2 minutes to go, and the Governor strikes first here this evening.
Your Governor Athletics is also brought to you by First Dakota National Bank, Gales Gas, Service Master, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Purist Foods, Kathy Sunshine Properties, All Pro Towing, and Pure Dental Clinic.
Cross comes in, a shot and a goal scored right over to Ryland Derry. What a pass from Cole Peterson, and Ryland Derry is there just to get the foot on it and redirect it into the goal, and the Govs lead it.
Governor's Athletics is also brought to you by Olson Plumbing, Lamb Motor, Midwest Cooperative, May Adam Law Firm, Oahe Federal Credit Union, the Association of Weed and Pest, and Fisher Rounds.
For the Governors, for the 4th straight year, are the Class 11 AA state champions. They beat the Brookings Bobcats 38-6 here in the Dakota Dome.
Here, Governor Athletics is also brought to you by Shane's Pharmacy, Todd's Electric, Wagner Auto, First United Methodist Church, East Pier Landscape and Garden Center, Country Carpet and Flooring, and Black Hills Federal Credit Union. And now, with the call of today's game, here's award-winning KCCR Sports Director, John Winkler.
The quest for a 5th straight state championship begins tonight as the Pierre Governors host the Watertown Arrows in the first round of the 11 AA playoffs. Good evening. Welcome to Hollister Field as the Governors take on the Watertown Arrow team that they saw just a couple of weeks ago when they won a shootout 52-42, almost 1,000 yards between the two offenses, almost 100 points between the two offenses. But as Greg Dean is here in the booth with me, Greg, tonight is going to be more about the defenses. I think the defense, one defense is going to have to shine to get a win tonight.
And I think what is going to have to happen tonight is when these teams met back in Week 7 of the regular season, Watertown came in and Drew Norberg just had a career. 400 yards passing, 5 touchdown passes on the night. He's coming into this game with just under 2,000 yards passing on the season. So he had almost 20% of his total yardage just in that one game. And so for the Governors tonight to really have to contain Drew Norberg, and what we saw a couple of weeks ago when he was here was he's very athletic. He's going to move around in the pocket, but he's going to just try to keep plays alive. He's just going to try to make plays with his feet, not necessarily to gain yards, but to try to give his receivers time to get open. And the Governors play a lot of man-to-man defense, and so if Norberg can keep a play alive for 5, 6, 7 seconds, that's a lot of time to guard a guy one-on-one back in the secondary. So for the Governors to be successful tonight, they're going to have to get pressure on Norberg, and they're going to have to contain him and not give him a lot of time to throw the ball.
The Governors will probably be without Matt Hansen here tonight. Did not see him dressed here this evening. But the good thing for the Governors, Brecken Kruger fills the role. You got Jackson Edmond who will be coming in not as a starter. You also, Cole Peterson might have a bigger role. The options are still almost limitless for Lincoln Keenels to try and to duplicate what he did a couple of weeks ago and try and put up 50 points on the board, because this Governor offense can consistently do that.
And that's the beauty of this high-powered Governor offense, is the fact that they can beat you through the air. That's kind of their bread and butter. We knew coming in that this was going to be a team that probably was going to probably going to be pretty reliant on the pass when they stepped on the field back in week 1 back in Harrisburg. But you can't just go to sleep on the ground, because it was in that Watertown game was when Trey Lewis came in and had a 100-yard rushing game, the first 100-yard rushing game, the only 100-yard rushing game by a running back this year for the Governors. And so that tells you that the Arrow defense is potentially susceptible to the run. And I think for the Governors, again, to be successful tonight, they want to keep the ball out of Drew Norberg's hands as much as possible. So you may see them try to put together some long extended drives, and that means that you become reliant on the running game.
The Governors and Watertown Arrows here tonight in 11 AA, the first round of the playoffs. We have the bracket. We'll talk about the other games going on tonight. But first, we will step aside for 3 minutes, and we'll start our conversations with the coaches. We'll first talk with Coach John Hodorf of the Watertown Arrows. Back in 3 minutes. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side, with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent with BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
All Pro Towing and Repair offers 24/7 light, medium, and heavy towing, jump starts, lockouts, roadside assistance, and recovery. The All Pro Towing and Repair team of professionals offers prompt, courteous, and top-notch services to Central South Dakota. If you find yourself in need of a tow, jump, or lockout, contact All Pro Towing and Repair, 605-669-2075. That's 605-669-2075.
Pictures are memories we want to last forever. For those special times, call Bridget M Photography, a unique boutique photography studio offering family portraits, children, seniors, and even your pets. They're available for weddings, commercial events, and sports photography. Stop in and visit their studio in Pierre or look over their website at bridgetmphoto.com. Pictures and memories that will last forever. From Bridget M Photography in Pierre.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Sioux Nation in Fort Pierre is a proud supporter of area athletes and their fans. Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows it takes hard work to achieve success in sports and the support of great people. That's why Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre is the place for all of your feed, seed, animal health, and grilling needs. They work hard for the community and are thankful for the support of their great customers. Visit Sioux Nation in Fort Pierre, 504 Deadwood Street. Sioux Nation supports area athletes.
As we welcome you back to the pregame show here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports, joining me is Coach John Hodorf of the Watertown Arrows as they take on the Pierre Governors here tonight, 7 o'clock kickoff at Hollister Field. Coach, it's just a couple of weeks ago that you guys played against this Pierre Governor team. A lot of offense, almost 1,000 yards between the two, almost 100 points between the two teams. I know the defensive coordinators are probably going, we don't want this to happen again, but for you guys, what was kind of that feeling going into this game, knowing that you were able to get so much offense against a good Pierre Governor defense?
Oh, we were excited last time when we did a good job offensively, but we also know that we don't necessarily want to have a game that is 42-52 with 1,000 yards offense. I think as a coaching staff, we would like to try to slow down Pierre's offense by maybe possessing the ball a little bit more, cutting down on their time of possession and their possession.
Drew Norberg threw for over 400 yards in that first game, and obviously, it was a couple weeks ago, but it's not early season. How much do you take away from that game to try and emulate a little bit? Obviously, they're going to throw some different looks at you, and I know that you guys will too. But how much do you take from that game?
Well, it was a game that where two opponents were playing each other. The same bunch of guys are going to be on the field. There might be some scheme things that are different between the two teams, but when it comes down to it, it's 11 guys on 11 guys, and the one-on-ones are critical, whether it's in the offensive defensive line, whether it's a receiver versus a DB. We just have to take advantage of any one-on-one situations we can get, and Pierre will be trying to do the same.
They lost to Brookings last week, did the Pierre Governors. What did you see from that game when you watched it on film that maybe raises an eyebrow, maybe says maybe we should do something like that? I know their style of offense for Brookings compared to your guys is a little bit different, but what did you see that Brookings did well that maybe you want to try and repeat again here this week?
Brookings is a good football team. They have some good defensive players. Their offense is not what we try to do offensively. So offensively for Brookings compared to us, it's completely different. Brookings have some similarities. They have a few different things that they do that we've looked at, and a lot of it we started in a 4-front. We changed to a 3-front for Pierre, and not sure exactly what the best case scenario is because Lincoln Keenholt's possibly the best quarterback what the state of South Dakota has seen in a long, long time. So to try to take him out of the game is going to be very, very difficult. If you can get that done, then you have a good chance of winning.
Yeah, and that's going to be my next question is what's kind of that feeling of trying I wouldn't say stop him. I don't know if there's a way to really stop him, but to contain him enough to limit his offensive ability.
Yeah, trying to get pressure on him, but he does a good job with pressure, and he gets outside the pocket and runs the ball if you put too much pressure on him. But if you can give him some different looks in your second, just try to hope to get lucky where he makes a mistake and throws a pick here and there. That's what happened with the Brookings game, and that would be a good scenario for us.
Pierre has a lot of guys that can catch the ball. They spread around, but you guys do the same thing as well. It's not a 1-2 receiver type of deal for you guys now. Cole Holden had a great, fantastic game against Pierre the first time around, scoring those 4 touchdowns on receiving. But you guys like to spread the ball around as well. Is it difficult, or is it easier to maybe get ready for an opponent that's similar to you offensively?
I don't know if I would say easier, but it's more familiar to us. We like our matchup with Pierre like a little bit better than maybe a T or something like that, where they're going to just grind the ball and try to run right over the top of you. So the finesse game for Watertown is probably a little better scenario than the ground it out, run it over the top of people type game.
As you guys get ready for this game here tonight, what's it going to be? What's that number one thing for you guys to get a win against Pierre and advance to the semifinals?
The number one thing for us is try to limit Pierre's possessions, whether it is offensively holding on to the ball a little bit longer, whether it's defensively getting a 3 and out, or maybe 5 and out, whatever it may be, just getting the ball back without giving up a big play. Big plays are going to dictate the football game tonight. Team that has the most plays, big plays, probably going to win.
Coach John Hodover for the Watertown Arrows. Again, they take on the Pierre Governors. We'll return and talk with Coach Steve Steele here in just a moment. Coach, I appreciate the time. Good luck here tonight, and should be a good one at Hollister Field.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll return and talk with Coach Steve Steele in just a moment. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Land Motor in Oneida, and online, landmotor.com.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
Honey, isn't it amazing?
What?
The sacrifice, the dedication, the grit. I mean, they really set an example, don't they?
Oh, well, no question. Today's high school athletes are truly special.
Not the athletes.
Woohoo.
The officials.
Oh.
Today's student athletes are truly special. But there's something pretty great about the men and women who officiate their games, too. Like the way they're giving back to their communities. Officiating is a terrific way to stay in shape, meet new people, and stay connected to the game you love. But the biggest reason of all? We need more qualified high school officials here in South Dakota. And without them, the rest of us would have a whole lot less to cheer about. High school games need officials. High school sports need you.
Great call, Rob.
Yeah.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
It takes hard work to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than just sports. It also goes for your financial goals. You work hard for your money. You deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. Your local Edward Jones financial advisor can help. If your investments aren't getting you closer to the win, visit edwardjones.com or stop by your local Pierre area Edward Jones office for a financial review. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
It is time to control noxious weeds. Do you have a control plan in place? If not, contact your local weed and pest supervisor to help you set up a plan. Effort now will save you time and money in the future. This is Paul Johnston, South Dakota State University Extension Weed Science Coordinator, asking for your support to get this statewide noxious weed problem under control.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Joining me is Coach Steve Steele of the Pierre Governors as they take on the Watertown Arrows here in the first round 11 AA playoffs and the 3-6 matchup. Kickoff coming up here at 7 o'clock. Coach, as we look at this matchup, it's a familiar one, and yes, the last couple of years you've played everybody in the playoffs again for a second time, but this one a recent game a couple of weeks ago when you beat Watertown in a shootout 52-42. What do you take from that game? Because it's again, it's not like it was week 1 or week 2. It was just a couple of weeks ago, week 7, when you guys played. So what do you take from that? Do you take a lot from that game?
Well, you definitely take a lot more than you would if it was an early season game. But, at the end of the day, you've also got to realize, people are crazy if we're not making adjustments, especially on the defensive side of the ball for both teams. You'd be crazy to think that you're just going to come out and do the same thing. I think from probably both offensive standpoint, it's, what are they going to do differently? And then what can we do differently to counter them doing stuff differently? Whereas, like I said, on the defensive side of the ball, you've kind of also got to have that plan. But that's what's fun about playoff football here is that for the most part, you're seeing a team for the second time, and it's all about adjustments. Who's going to be correct on what they're planning for adjustments versus whatever the other team's planning on adjustments.
One of the things that worked well for you guys in that game that you haven't been able to see in any other game is Trey Lewis rushed for over 100 yards. The only time that a back, other than Lincoln Keenels, has rushed for over 100 yards. Is that going to be a key for tonight to have that happen again, and how do you make that happen again?
Well, I think the key would be that we hopefully have some more balance. We threw the ball 55 times against Brookings, probably more if you include scrambles in there, as far as called pass plays. So, if we're calling 60 pass plays, that's not very balanced, so we've got to find more balance than that. It could be if it's Lincoln running the ball, great. If it's Trey running the ball, Brock running the ball, Jaden running the ball, whoever it is, we need to be able to find a little bit more of a balance. I think obviously we're more of a passing team, but we can't just drop back and throw the ball every play. So that'll be a big focus for us. And, like I said, on the defensive side of the ball, we just got to limit big plays. I mean, that's going to be our big focus, is forcing them to drive the length of the field.
Yeah, they showed to be a passing team the first time you guys played them. And Drew Norberg, their quarterback, had a great game. How do you limit him? You mentioned limit the big plays, but how do you do that to limit the big plays?
Well, I think the big part that we can do to that is try to mix up the pressures, and get him uncomfortable. He was really good at understanding where the pressure was coming from last time, and then finding ways to avoid it. And excuse me, he's one of those quarterbacks he's not going to scramble to run. I think that's what a lot of people think. And then we went from that to Aberdeen last time, going from Watertown to Aberdeen, where that was a quarterback that was going to scramble to run. But he's going to extend the play and give his receivers time to get open downfield. So that's going to be the biggest thing, is to contain him. If we can keep him in one location, that makes it easier on our defensive backs to cover longer, because they're not having to redirect. And it doesn't make it quite as random.
One thing that could potentially happen here in this game, or at least in the playoffs, and obviously you're not so worried about it, and I'm sure the kids aren't either, but there's a lot of career records that Lincoln Kinos could get passing-wise, yards, touchdowns. Jack Merquan the same with receiving yards. Obviously, they have another year left to go, but how much fun it has been to watch not just those two guys, but this entire offense continue to put up big numbers night in and night out, and to be able to potentially break some records with still a year left to play.
Well, I mean, that shows not just how good they are and how much they've worked, but as sophomores. You don't really get to break that record without playing as a sophomore. So, they did an outstanding job being able to come in and play big roles as sophomores. And Jack's got an opportunity to potentially break that, or the season receiving record, which was all the way back to Jesse Ehlers in the 90s, I think. I don't remember the for sure year, but that's a long record. I've been there for a long time. So, obviously that's not our focal point. Both those guys would be very happy letting those records stay the same, as long as we can get the wins that we need to. But there's no denying that it's a pretty fun thing to see those guys have an opportunity to do that.
Playoff football. Now, last week you had, or going into last game, you had Friday, then to Thursday. Now you get the Thursday to Thursday feel. Anything change in preparation? Friday, I believe you guys had Friday off last week. But what changes preparation wise now that it's Thursday to Thursday, and you're not so worried about what Brookings or Aberdeen Central has next Friday. You have to win this game to get to that point. But what changes preparation wise? Because it's another short week, but you get a full week.
Yeah, it's not a ton of preparation change. I think if anything, it's a good week for it to be on a Thursday, just because that lets us get back out there quicker, than having to wait till Friday. And I think everybody's ready to get back out there after last week. And Friday last week we didn't do anything physical. We just had some film assignments for everybody, and found some ways to get them motivated over the weekend. And I think the kids really attacked this week of practice. And I think everyone's ready to go. So I said it's a good thing that the game's on a Thursday this week, just because everyone's ready to get out there and to play.
First round of the playoffs, but injury-wise, how's everybody doing? And get everybody back this week, or anybody that's still going to be missing this first week of the playoffs?
We'll still have, Getz and Christian Bush will both be, I guess Getz was in last week, but Christian Bush will be back in this week. Brock Mosher will be back in this week. Matthew Hansen will find out here after warm-ups how he's doing. But he's the only one right now that that's still kind of on the fence. And I said we'll kind of see how he is in warm-ups. But other than that, this will be the healthiest we've been.
What's it going to take to knock off Watertown a second time in 4 weeks?
Defensively, limit the big plays, and then offensively, find ways to be balanced. If we can do those two things, I think we're moving on.
Coach, I appreciate the time as always. Good luck again tonight.
Thanks, John.
Back with more of the pregame show next here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
When a disaster damages your home or business, you need immediate support from experts you can count on. ServiceMaster is there for your burst and leaking pipes, basement flooding, drying and dehumidification, roof leaks and failures, carpet and upholstery. We know your situation is unique. That's why we give every type of damage in every building the individual attention of certified experts who have the real-world experience to come up with the best solution. No type of damage is too big or too small for us to handle. We're standing by 24/7. Call ServiceMaster 844-902-2938.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in South Dakota, who do you meet? Answer. Men and women who play high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Question. So where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. High school sports.
This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Let Country Carpet and Flooring help you update your home or office with the latest fashion trends. With over 30 years of experience, we can help you find the right flooring or window treatments for your needs. Stop down to 414 East Sioux Avenue or call for an appointment at 224-9297 for your free consultation and estimate. Go Govs!
This fall, sip on a warm, soothing apple cider and bathe in the radiance of the changing colors before you smash that hot mug on the driveway and join First Dakota to bank some noise for fall sports. Stop for goal line stands, holler for a game-winning ace, and go berserk for a chip-in from the rough. Let's give the home team all we've got. Bank some noise with us at First Dakota National Bank. Open a new account online today at firstdakota.com, member FDIC.
As we welcome you back here, as we are getting set for kickoff between the Pierre Governors and the Watertown Arrows. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean as lineups are being announced. Greg, before we get to the national anthem, before we take one more break here and get ready for this contest, we've asked the coaches what's going to take to get a win here tonight. So your thoughts on what it's going to take to get a win tonight for the Pierre Governors?
Well, I think for the Governors, the biggest thing is just try to keep the ball out of the hands of that explosive tandem of Drew Norberg and Cole Holden. That was really the challenge 3 weeks ago when these two teams played. Norberg had over 400 yards passing. Holden had close to 300 yards receiving and 4 touchdowns. And so if the Governors can get some pressure on Norberg, contain him, make him stay in the pocket, maybe get him a little bit uncomfortable, and just have him deliver the ball, either eat the ball or deliver the ball before he's ready. That's going to be the key on the defensive side. On the offensive side, if they can continue to do just what they have done, with the exception of last week when they only put up 14 points, if they can continue to roll offensively, they should be okay because they've got the weapons.
Governors and Watertown Arrows coming up here in just a couple minutes. Back in 3 minutes with kickoff. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Faith Lutheran Church prays for God's blessings to all of our athletes and their families. We're proud of the commitment and dedication that you give to your team. We would love for you to join us and celebrate the successes that God gives to us on the field, in the classroom, and throughout our lives. You can worship with us at Faith Lutheran Church on Sundays at 8:30 and 11 a.m., on Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m., or you can watch online at faithluth.com/livestream.
The lawyers at the May Adam Law Firm in Pierre know how important your families are to you. If you've been putting off getting your affairs in order, know that the May Adam Law Firm is available to counsel you through your questions and help you get the documents in place so that you've made your loved ones secure. Call them at 224-8803 and they can chat with you about how to document your concerns and care for your family. We're all in this together, and the May Adam Law Firm is ready and able to help.
Meet Josh.
Hi, everybody.
Josh is a high school basketball player, solid shooter, great teammate.
Hey, don't forget my tenacious D.
And he's my son.
Oh,
So, what does Josh do to be the best basketball player he can be?
I play tennis.
Studies show that student athletes here in South Dakota who play more than one high school sport are more likely to excel. Tennis does more than improve Josh's conditioning. It gives him a fresh competitive outlet, reduces the risk of injury by cross-training, and introduces him to different coaching techniques and new friends.
Don't get me wrong, hoops are my first love. Tennis just gives me a little break.
So when the new season begins, Josh isn't burned out on basketball. He's eager to play. And you can see the difference in his game.
This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The frigid air of winter and the blistering heat really put a dent into your pocketbook. The gang at Weatherall Roofing and Insulation in Pierre say, just foam it. Saving money on your energy bills is what it's all about with Weatherall Roofing and Insulation. Let Weatherall Roofing and Insulation help you save money with their custom spray foam or blow-in fiberglass insulation. Call 224-7982 for a free estimate. And remember, just foam it.
Confidence, professional care, experience, and diverse care for all ages are what you should be looking for in dental care. And that's exactly what you'll receive from Dr. Monty Bechtold and Dr. Murray Thompson at Pierre Dental Clinic. You can expect friendly, caring staff who are concerned about your dental health and offer you complete confidence with routine checkups, early morning appointments, emergency treatment, and the latest in dental technology. Local dental treatment, all at Pierre Dental Clinic. Call 224-5355 or stop by their office at 640 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre.
As we welcome you back here to Hollister Field, we are set for a kickoff between the Pierre Governors and the Watertown Arrows. You're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. First round of the 11 AA playoffs, and the Pierre Governors will be going on offense first, as Watertown won the toss, elected to defer. So the Pierre Governor offense will go to work. And Greg, that's also, I can't say that I'm really surprised about that because of the fact that both these teams want to have a good defensive game. I think you want to get that defense on the field first to try and get a quick stop.
And defense is going to be the key tonight. This is really all going to come down to which defense comes to play tonight. Not that the offense is going to be pushed to the wayside, but I think whichever team brings their best defensive effort is going to be the team that moves on to next Friday.
So the Governors, again, will get the ball to start. They scored 52 points the last time these two teams met. There was the second in back-to-back weeks where they scored 52 points, or the first in back-to-back weeks where they scored 52 points. And the Governors had a big night from Lincoln Keenels, both through the air and on the ground. When haven't we said that? Over 250 yards of passing, over 100 yards rushing. Trey Lewis had over 100 yards, and as Greg mentioned, and we've talked about, that was the only time that the Governors have had a rusher over 100 yards, someone other than Lincoln Keenels. So for the Pierre Governors, Jane Wiebe and Trey Lewis will be back deep. The Governors are looking for a first-round playoff win here at Hollister Field. Potentially could be the last time that we play here at Hollister Field. Unless Aberdeen Central gets an upset, the Governors obviously have to win, but Aberdeen has to beat the Brookings Bobcats to get themselves another home game. So Pierre will be looking to try and get that win and then potentially either go to Brookings or host Aberdeen Central next week. Deegan Huska is also back deep, so three guys are back deep here, but for Andrew Check, who will kick things away and get us started here this evening as we are set for playoff football here at Hollister Field, and we are underway. Kick will go back deep, and it will be taken here near the 5-yard line for the Governors, right up the middle of the field to the 20 to the 25, and breaking free is Wiebe out to the 45-50, 45-40, 35, and Check will get him out of bounds inside Watertown territory. And what a huge return to get the offense started right away for this Pierre Governor squad.
Jaden Wiebe takes the kickoff at about the 5-yard line and just comes right back up the middle and had a nice hole right up the middle. And then when he got out to about the 35-yard line, then he was able to cut to the far sidelines, and then it just became a foot race. And Andrew Check, the kicker, playing safety valve with a nice tackle to put Wiebe out of bounds, but not before he takes the ball back inside the Watertown 30.
At the 29-yard line where they will officially spot it. Trey Lewis will go in motion here, empty backfield. He'll come into the backfield, gets the small handoff from Lincoln Keenholz, and Lewis will get out to around the 25-yard line. A gain of about 4 or 5 on that first run. We're going to call it a run. It might have been a forward pass, but it would be a gain of 4 for Trey Lewis on the first carry of the game and the first play of the game for the Pierre Governors.
Yeah, Lewis coming in motion on that yo-yo motion where he takes off from the left side of the formation, gets across to the right side, and then comes back, takes the forward handoff from Keenholz, and then cuts around the left tackle and able to pick up 4.
2nd and 5 from the 25-yard line. Lewis gets the handoff this time and will spin around and fall near the 20-yard line as they get to the 19. So he picked up about 5 yards to the 20, but it's 3rd down and 1 now here for the Governors. 9 rushing yards so far for Lewis, trying to get the ground game going early on as we've hit the first minute gone by here in the first quarter. We got a train going by here to open up the playoffs as well. 3 receivers out to the far side. Lewis in the backfield. Keenholz will take it. He'll look to pitch. Now he'll keep it, and he's going to be stuffed right around that 19-yard line. Looks like he might have it, but Lincoln Keenholz was there. The man on the tackle was Mac Johnson, but we'll see. They're going to call for a measurement here. So early on here, we're going to the clock stop with 10:34 left to go. Keenholz may have picked up that full yard to get to the 19, but he might be a little bit short of that first down marker. We'll see what the chains have to say as the Governors are looking for a first down here on their first possession. Otherwise, they will probably go for it if they don't have it, and looks like it might be short. And there was no motion of a first down, so we're going to assume he's short. Picked up maybe half a yard. Keenholz will call it no gain initially. So it's going to be 4th down and 1. And you got to believe that the Pierre Governor offense is if you can't pick up a 1 yard here early in the game, that's a bad sign for the Pierre Governor offense. They're going to go empty backfield here for the Governors. 4th down and 1 from around the 19. 3 receivers out left side. Trey Lewis is along with Brecken Kruger, who's in the starting lineup tonight for the injured Matt Hansen. Jack Merkwan is a lone receiver, or the receiver here on the bottom of the field. Trying to bring everybody into the box as Lincoln Keenholz will carry it forward. He's going to have enough for a first down. He'll pick up to around the 18-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 2, and Lincoln Keenholz, and we'll call it a gain of 3 for Keenholz, and the Governors pick up a 4th down conversion.
Yeah, that was actually 4th, and it was far less than a yard. It was actually closer to just 4th in inches, but Keenholz back in the pistol formation, just takes the snap and just found a crease right behind Christian Bush, Gary Nedved, and Brady Getz, and was able to pick up the first down.
3 receivers near side again as Keenholz will look to the left side. He'll throw, looking for Kaiser, and that's going to fall incomplete. Kaiser stuck the left arm out trying to make the catch, and he took a shoulder off after the ball went past him, but Keenholz has his first pass attempt fall incomplete, and it's 2nd and 10 from around the 18-yard line. 10:05 to play here in the first quarter. First possession of the game for either side. No score.
Yeah, the Governors in a 3-wide formation here on the near side, just ran a combo route, and Kaiser coming off of the far side of the formation just kind of waited for the inside 2 receivers in the slot to clear, and then came across on a post pattern. Unfortunately, just out of his reach, and the Governors go incomplete on first down.
2nd and 10 here as Keenholz goes up the middle on a designed run as he'll get inside the 15, as he'll get to around maybe the 13-yard line. A gain of 5 for Keenholz, and it's now 3rd down and 5 for Pierre. And the Watertown defense right now, and yes, it's just the first possession, but we've seen maybe a little bit better defense have already started here for the Watertown Arrows, and hopefully the Governors can reciprocate that in their first defensive drive with Watertown having the ball. 3rd and 5 for the 13. Keenholz claps. Nobody crosses that line of scrimmage. Nearly had a couple of guys from Watertown go by, but now here's Keenholz again. Empty backfield here. 3 receivers near side. He'll take the snap, look to the right side. The throw is going to be low, but it is caught on the far side. And I believe that's Kate Kaiser. Nope.
Yeah, it is Kate Kaiser.
Kate Kaiser, number 5. As the Governors will have 1st and goal now from inside the 10 to around the 6-yard line. Kaiser makes the first catch of 6 to the 7-yard line.
And what Keenholz was able to do when he clapped, he got a couple of Watertown Arrow linebackers to move forward, so he saw that it was going to be a potential blitz, went to the man-on-man coverage out on the far side for the 7-yard gain.
Keenholz trying to run with it on first down, and a flag will come at the very end of the play. Keno's maybe picked up a yard to the 4-yard line, but we'll see what the flag is going to be. If it's going to be on Watertown, maybe in that spot you either see maybe a hold get called or a potential face mask get called, which could be on, that face mask could be on the Watertown Arrows. And we'll hear from the referee on what the call is. So it'll be a face mask. It'll be half the distance of the goal. They'll repeat the down, so it's still 1st and goal here for the Governors, and that's a big penalty that goes against Watertown. There's not a whole lot of yards to it, but the fact that it was for Watertown, not for Pierre, backing them up past the 10-yard line. 8:50 to go here and counting in the first quarter. The Governors are looking to score in their first drive of the ball game. We're going to bunch everybody up here towards that line of scrimmage as Lincoln Keenels will have an empty backfield. He'll put Trey Lewis in motion. Over the right side, Keenels will follow the right side. He's going to look for the pylon. He is in for the touchdown in the near corner. And the Governors strike first with 8:33 to go here in the first on a 3-yard touchdown run for Lincoln Keenels.
Yeah, and a nice drive set up by the big return off of the opening kickoff from Jaden Wiebe all the way down inside the Watertown 30-yard line. And then kind of a change of pace for the Governors, especially from last week. Only 3 passes on that drive, I believe, and 2 passes on the drive. Much more emphasis on the run on that first drive, and that may certainly be a point of emphasis for the green and black tonight.
So here's Cole Peterson on for the extra point. That kick is up, and it will be through the uprights. And the Governors now lead it 7-0 with 8:33 to go here in the first quarter. Pierre leads it over Watertown. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre still wants your trade or your spare vehicle, and we're willing to give you top dollar, and we'll throw in an additional $250 Pierre Pride dollars. Sell us your car, and Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you an additional $250 Pierre Pride dollars. Trade in your vehicle for a new or different one, and Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you $250 Pierre Pride dollars. Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit gatewayfordtoyota.com.
It was an 8-play, 29-yard drive, and the Pierre Governors were able to cap it off with a 3-yard touchdown run from Lincoln Keenels, and they lead it 7-0 here over the Watertown Arrows. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean, first round of the playoffs, as the Pierre Governors in 11 AA looking to win their 5th straight state championship.
Other scores, and we'll keep you updated throughout the night on the other playoff games going on around South Dakota in 11 AA. Right before halftime, T all over Sturgis, 49-7. Midway through the first quarter, Yankton leads Mitchell 7-0, and also midway through the first quarter, Brookings leads Aberdeen 7-0.
Cole Peterson will tee it up here for the Governors. Looks like it's Sports and Ashton first in trouble. Be the 2 returners here for the Watertown Arrows, as the Govs kick this one away with Cole Peterson all the way to the far sideline around the 10-yard line where it was fielded in. Watertown will have good field position, open things up. They're going to get around the 27-yard line, and that's where Watertown will start their first possession. Drew Norberg, over 400 yards passing in the first game, 5 touchdown passes, 4 of them to Cole Holden. That's the key tonight, is being able to limit those 2 guys, because not that Watertown doesn't have anybody else that can make those plays, but boy, they can't have that big game if the Governors will look to move on tonight.
The other guy that was a nice compliment to Cole Holden at the receiver position 3 weeks ago was Colin Dingser. He comes into the night with 34 receptions, 406 yards on the year, so he's kind of the secondary option for Mr. Norbeck.
Pistol formation, looking for a home run ball right away to the near sideline. The catch is made by Cole Holden. 1 play later, the Governors are now going to be an extra point away from the Watertown Arrows tying it up, as it is a long 74-yard touchdown play for Drew Norberg and Cole Holden on the very first play from scrimmage. And that's not the way the Governors are looking for defensively here this evening.
And it was just a go route. Watertown looking to Watertown looking to strike back right away. Just a go route from Holden. He had one-on-one coverage from Jaden Wiebe, and a nice ball from Norberg just right over the top of Wiebe, right over the top of Holden's shoulder. He caught it in stride, and Wiebe tried to make the tackle. Unfortunately fell down, and then Holden just walks into the end zone from about 30 yards out.
And the extra point is good, so we are tied 7-7 between Pierre and Watertown with 8:18 left to go here in the first quarter. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Pierce, we play to win, which led to being named the most innovative food company of 2021. For over 30 years, we have worked to develop the highest quality peas for plant-based protein on the market, which is sourced from several South Dakota farmers. Our alliance with farmers allows us to build a safe and secure food supply in the United States. Join our Herald production team and make moves, because at Pierce, it's not just a job, it's a career. Apply online, PURIS.com. Pierce, born and bred in the USA.
So just one play, 74-yard throw and catch from Drew Norberg and Cole Holden, just like they did 4 times the first time these two teams met. And we are tied 7-7 with 8:18 to go here in the first quarter. And again, not the start defensively that Pierre is looking for, but there's a lot of football left to be played here tonight, and a lot more chances here for this Governor defense to take a stand and limit the points. As a short kick, Kate Kaiser will make the catch inside the 30-yard line. He'll go down at the 30. So good field position for Pierre, but not as good as what it was when they got to the 29-yard line to open up the play.
Tackle made by Owen Sparts for the Arrows on the kick coverage. But again, the Governors put the ball in play at their own 30-yard line. That's a nice place to start for the green and black. 54 degrees at opening kickoff tonight. Winds out of the north-northwest at 12 miles an hour. That wind had been a factor all day, but once the sun went down, the wind is kind of blowing into the Governors' faces right now. So just a nice gentle breeze.
Jet Zabel's got the catch on first down. He's got a first down for the Governors as he gets across midfield, his first catch of the night, and Zabel will get into Watertown territory all the way down the 46-yard line. A big gain to open up this next drive for the Pierre Governors. A gain of about 19. 24.
Started at the 30 to the 46.
Yeah, excuse me. Yep, you're exactly right.
Yeah, and just it was just a play-action pass where Keenholz pivots, moves out to the flat on the right side, and found Keenholz in the flat over there and made a nice pitch and catch.
Merkwan will catch a screen pass as he'll get inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. A gain of 2 for Merkwan, his first catch of the night.
There's that bubble screen, and you heard Coach Steve Steele in the pregame talk about the fact that 3 weeks after two teams played a game that was 52-42, inevitably you're going to see some wrinkles. The bulk of what you're going to see from both teams is going to be inevitably what they've done throughout the year, but they're going to change up some things on both sides of the ball. And so what we've seen out of the Governors so far is a much heavier emphasis on the run game.
And Jaden Wiebe will run that ball, and he will get back to the 46-yard line, a loss of 2. As it was Devon Lewis that made the tackle. A loss of 2 from Wiebe on his first run of the night, and it will bring up now 3rd down and 10 for the Governors, who are looking to try and, this might be a game where one defensive stop could be the difference. 3rd and 10 from the 46 with 6:45 to go here in the first quarter. 7-7 is their score here, first round of the 11 AA playoffs. 3 receivers to the far side. Lone receiver here is Kaiser on the near side. Wiebe will go in motion to the near side of the field. Keno's looked to pass, so looking for Wiebe. Now throws it over for Kaiser. A diving play. Kaiser makes the catch inside the 20-yard line, down to the 19. What a diving grab from Cade Kaiser.
Yeah, Kaiser coming off of the near side. He was the receiver split far, just ran a deep post pattern, and actually Keenholz kind of threw that one off of his back foot and wasn't able to get a whole lot on that ball. If he's able to hit Kaiser in stride, Kaiser's going to go straight to the opposite pylon for a 6.
A gain of 27 for Cade Kaiser on that throw and that catch to Cade Kaiser. 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line, 6:10 to go here in the first quarter. 3 receivers on the far side. Empty backfield for Keenholz. Man goes in motion. That is Wiebe. Keenholz will look to pass again over the middle. Throws, looking for his man. The catch is going to be made. And to the 1 yard line is Brecken Kruger, his first catch of the night. He almost got in for the touchdown, but a gain of 18 to the 1, and the Governors are going to quickly get back up to the line.
And there's Brecken Kruger playing a role, coming in and coming on and playing in place of Matt Hansen, who's unfortunately sidelined with an injury tonight. Big play gets the Governors inside the 5 all the way down to the 1.
First and goal from the 1, 5:44 to go here in the first quarter, and a flag will come out before the snap, and most likely will be against the Governors to back them up 5 yards to the 6. And if it's against the Arrows, how can you move the ball any closer than what it is? It'll be to the 1 foot line if that's going to be the case. But we'll hear the call from the referee here as nobody is moving right now. It might be on Watertown. So it is on the Arrows. Did not hear from the referee, but it is offside call in the Watertown Arrows. So they move the ball up. They move not even the length of a football up, and it's going to be first and goal from about the half-yard line now. 5:40 left to go here in the first quarter.
That actually was a break for Watertown because Keenholz took the snap, had a lane going right up the middle. He would have scored on that play had it not been for the penalty.
So now again, Keenholz takes a high snap, catches it with his right hand, trying to get in. He is in for a 1 yard touchdown run, and Lincoln Keenholz has given the Governors the lead right back. His second rushing touchdown of the night. And Pierre is up 13-7 with 5:25 to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and that's an athletic play. I mean, we saw a lot of Lincoln Keenholz playing shortstop last summer for the Post-State Legion baseball team. That was a snap that he actually had to reach over his head to his right and actually come down with one hand, and he was able to bring it down, put it away, and get across the goal line for the 1 yard touchdown run.
And the extra point is up and good from Cole Peterson. The Governors now lead at 14-7 with 5:25 to go here in the first quarter. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
It is 14-7, the Governors lead here as we play with 5:25 to go in the first quarter. A 6-play, 70-yard drive and a 1 yard touchdown run for Lincoln Keenholz. He went 4 for 4 passing on that drive to give the Governors the lead right back as it is a 14-7 game here. Boy, we're thinking that maybe we're going to have a shootout again like we had in the first time, but it's shaping up to be a long one tonight with a lot of points being scored. This one will be a squib kick. Far sideline is going to go out of bounds, and it will be a penalty on the Governors, and Watertown will have good field position to have their second drive of the game.
Yeah, and the Govs tried to do exactly what Watertown did, which was kind of pooch kick the second kickoff of the night for both teams. Watertown able to execute it and put it down to around the 25-yard line. Cade Kaiser only able to get about a 5-yard return. Unfortunately for the Governors, Peterson just able to kind of find some green space over on the far sideline, but the ball took a couple of bad hops for the Governors, went out of bounds, and so the Arrows will put it in play for their second possession on their own 35-yard line.
So shotgun formation. Hudson is in the backfield here for the Watertown Arrows. Man goes in motion. He'll go back to that same side, and Norberg will look to pass. He's going to throw over the middle again, up in the air, and it will fall incomplete. Deegan Huska was in coverage. The intended receiver was Colin Dingser, and it will fall incomplete. Only the second play of the game for the Watertown Arrow offense, and it's now second down and 10.
And Watertown is looking to throw the ball deep. They've sat back and allowed Norberg to just sit back and try to hit his deep receiver on each of the first two pass plays. First one complete for 74 yards and the touchdown to Holden. That time, actually, Dingser was actually open, kind of got a step behind Deegan Huska. Unfortunately for the Arrows, that ball just fell to the ground incomplete.
Second and 10 now for the 35. Man goes in motion into the backfield. A handoff for Hudson for their first running play. And Hudson will have himself a good run out to the 40-yard line, a gain of 5. And it will bring up third down and 5 here for the Watertown Arrows.
And Juven Hudson was a young man we didn't see much of. He played the first 2 series 3 weeks ago, and then we didn't see him the rest of the night, and I think he was kind of a game-time decision, but he's their leading rusher, comes in with 107 carries, 443 yards on the year, and 3 touchdowns.
3rd and 5 for the 40, 4:45 to go here in the first quarter. Norberg looking to pass again. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to be wrapped up. He's going to go down. The Governors will get a defensive stop. A 3 and out is going to go to the Watertown Arrows as the Governors had a swarm of tacklers around, and will bring up a punt from the Watertown Arrows.
And that's what we talked about in the pregame, which is for the Governor defense to be successful, they've got to do a much better job of containing Drew Norberg tonight. And that time, Norberg was not able to get outside. He actually had to step up in the pocket. And then when he did step up, he was met by a host of Governor defenders out of the 1st and 2nd levels.
And Gavin Stott's wearing number 8 tonight. He was a part of that tackle along with Jaden Flores. The punt from a good one from the Watertown Arrows. It's going to take a couple of hops. Wiebe will pick it up inside the 10-yard line. He's out to the 15, to the 20. Here comes a flag flying all the way in to the middle of the field, and Wiebe's going to be pushed out of bounds at around the 35-yard line. But that flag came in, and that's usually going to signal that it's going to be against the Pierre Governors. There's 2 flags in, but I think this for the same call. Both sideline judges saw it, and I don't think all the sand that's in there and the bean bag, I don't think it could get that far out there on the throw.
Yeah, I was actually impressed by the arm of the linesman on the near side, because he wound up and he threw that flag a good 20 yards. I mean, that thing went from the sideline all the way to the hash mark, and so I'm, I don't know if that guy plays amateur baseball, but if he doesn't, somebody ought to sign him up.
It'll be it's calling the Governors, and you're right. Well, maybe are you going to manage a amateur baseball team?
I've done that, but not anymore. I'm not.
You have to go down the field here at halftime and say, hey, you want to play some amateur baseball? It's going to be 1st and 10 coming out of the penalty. 1st and 10 from the Governor 14-yard line. Pierre went right down the field, 6-play drive where they went 70 yards to give the Governors the lead back to go up 14-7 with 3:54 to go now here in the first quarter. Empty backfield for Keenels. He's going to look to pass here on 1st down. He'll roll out of the pocket, throws it away. No one is in the vicinity here for Lincoln Keenels. And it will bring up 2nd down. And now I think they're going to have a conversation if it's going to be intentional grounding or not.
Yeah, and the Governor receivers on the far side, and they are going to call grounding, and that's unfortunate for the green and black.
And I think, Coach Steele, I think was trying to say is just a miscommunication. Again, the amount of the volume of the referee is not very loud tonight, but intentional grounding is called on Lincoln Keenel. So he doesn't make that mistake, and he wasn't really. He was starting to get flush in the pocket, but he looked like he was going to go for a mistimed route or a miscommunication on the route.
Yeah, and the receivers on the far side for the Governors both went deep on the play. Keenholz, once he got flushed out of the pocket, just able to get rid of the ball, but threw the ball clearly out of bounds, but he was a good 20 yards short of where the Governor receivers were, and immediately the Watertown sideline immediately started pointing at the ball and saying that started pleading their case.
So they're going to go all the way back to around the 2-yard line, and the Governors have to get out past the 20 to the 24-yard line. So it's going to be a long gain here for the Governors. It's 2nd down, too. They lose the down on the intentional grounding, and it will bring up 2nd down and around 21, 22 from around the 2-3-yard line. The referee and Coach Steele having a conversation right now. The side judge here, sideline official, not the actual one with the white hat. So,
and I think what he's explaining to Coach Steele is the fact that the officials have marked the ball at the spot of the penalty, I mean, where Lincoln Keenholz was when he threw the ball. So, in essence, it's just as good as a sack for the Watertown Arrows because the Governors lose the down and the distance on the play.
So 2nd down and long here for Pierre. They're backed up to their own end zone. There's a big opportunity for the Watertown Arrows. Keenholz with the pistol formation. Keno's will look to pass. He'll roll out of the pocket. He's got to avoid a sack. The throw here the near sideline. The catch is going to be made, and it'll be, no, they're going to say he's out of bounds. Kate Kaiser said he was out of bounds, and it'll bring up third down. And it'll bring up third down and long from the Governor 3-yard line, and this is a big spot to at least the Governors try and get out from the shadow of their own end zone if they don't pick up a first down here. And right now, that's probably the game plan, is to get it out of your end zone to give Keenholz an opportunity to punt the ball away.
And it was a nice play by Keenholz to avoid the pressure. He was able to roll to his left, actually had Kaiser on the sideline at about the 20-yard line. Unfortunately, the ball just took him out of bounds on the completion.
3:41 to go here in the first quarter. Governors lead 14-7, 3rd and 21 from around the 3-yard line. Keenholz in the empty backfield looking to pass. He'll avoid a sack. No, he can't avoid the sack. He goes down. It's a safety, and Watertown has pulled within 5, 14-9, as Hunter Wenches comes in, gets the sack, and now the Governors lead it by 5 with Watertown getting the ball back, coming up here on a free kick from the Governors.
Yeah, and that was just a play where Wenches just came in from his right defensive end position and just was able to get around the edge, and Keenholz really just didn't have any place to go, and that's the problem with getting backed up right to your goal line is you just don't have that room to maneuver. And unfortunately for the Governors, they have to give up the 2 points, and now they have to give. They'll free kick the ball from their own 20. This is not a normal kickoff from the 40. They'll kick from their own 20.
So the Governors now lead at 14-9 with 3:37 to go here in the first quarter. This is a spot where Watertown, as I said, that's an opportunity for the Watertown Arrows, and they took advantage of it. Got a sack of Keenholz in the end zone, and it's now a 14-9 game here with 3:37 to go in the first quarter. And I know we still got a whole other quarter to go, but we'll go ahead and tell you, if you're joining late, that Watertown deferred the second half. So at some point when you get to the end of that second quarter, Watertown's in that spot that they may try and go quickly to score. They may try and hold on the ball so Pierre doesn't get another opportunity to go score. But that's one thing to kind of keep in your mind in a game that potentially could be another high-scoring game, as it stands at 14-9 right now. I know it's probably happened at some point in high school football, but you think about scoregami. You get a chance to. The NFL loves to talk about this. Well, Twitter loves to talk about scoregami in the NFL. 14-9 is their score. I don't think we've had a score like that since at least I've been here broadcasting.
Yeah, I think there was a new scoregami last week, and I think it was 31-5, the first time in NFL history that a game had ended with that unique score.
Keenholz takes the free kick. He's out of the 35 to the 45 now, here to the near side, 50, 45, and into Pierre Governor territory, as it's going to be number 84, Ashton, first in trouble, that got the kickoff, and now Watertown is in really good field position inside Pierre territory on their next drive with 3:31 to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and that's the challenge of having the free kick from the 20. Lincoln Keenholz, a very good punter, averaging over almost 41 yards a kick so far this year. But that's about the distance that it went, because First in Trouble takes the ball at about the 40, was able to get about 15 yards on the return, and so the Arrows have the ball here now, 1st and 10 at the Governor 42.
Pistol formation. Norberg will hand the ball off to Hudson. Almost missed the handoff, and Stotts is able to swallow up first and get a couple of helps from the Governors to get a minimal gain for Hudson, who almost swallowed the ball. It ends up being about a gain of 5. It will be a gain of 5 for Hudson.
And I don't know if that was an actual read of Norberg, but he was really late getting the ball into Hudson's midsections. It was almost, it was kind of designed as a draw, but I don't know if it was a read draw or what the deal was, but it was not a clean handoff in the backfield.
Hudson will get the cleaner handoff this time, as he'll be throwing down. Jaden Flores on the tackle for the Governors, as they'll get to around the 33-yard line. A gain of 5, and it will be now 3rd down and 1. We'll call it a gain of 4 and a 3rd down and 1 opportunity here for the Watertown Arrows at the Governor 33-yard line. They got to get to the 32 here for a first down. Under 2.5 now to play in the first quarter. 2 receivers on each side. Shotgun formation for Norberg. 3-down lineman for the Governors. Handoff for Hudson. He'll stutter step. He's wrapped up. He's going to go down, and the Governors are going to force a 4th down. Austin Foley was the first man to get to him, and Hudson will be stopped at around the 34-yard line. A loss of 1, and it's now 4th down and 2 here for the Watertown Arrows. In a spot where you're going to go for it here, 4th and 2, and how the offense have played the last time, you don't want to take a risk of trying to kick a field goal at this point. It's going to be a long field goal. You're almost out of field goal range as it is right now. 2 receivers on each side. Shotgun formation, 4th and 2 with 1:50 to play here in the first quarter. Norberg will take the snap. He'll hand off for Hudson. He's met at the line of scrimmage. I don't think he's going to get there. Gavin Stotts will be the first one to get to him, and it will be a gain of none for Stotts, and the Governor defense holds strong. And Pierre won a defensive stand here. 4 downs, and the Governors get the ball right back. A big defensive stop here for the Watertown, for the Pierre Governors on the Watertown Arrows.
Yeah, and just a couple of plays where Juven Hudson on the 3rd down play wanted to go to the left, but Dre Burnt really closed that down on the left side of the Arrow offensive line, tried to redirect it into the right side, was shut down right away, and that time the interior of the Governor defense on 4th down just took away the whole middle of the field, and Hudson was not able to get any gain on the play.
Trey Lewis on the first run here of the next drive does not get any. Well, yeah, they're actually going to give him a gain of 1. It looked like he was a lot to get in the backfield, but Lewis will end up picking up a yard, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 9 from the 35-yard line here as the Governors work in their own territory as we get closer to the end of the first quarter. 1:15 to go here in the first quarter. Pistol formation here for the Governors, and a false start will be called against Pierre as it is going to be against Kyle Albertson, and it'll bring up now 2nd down and 14 after the false start penalty.
Yeah, and after the clap from Keenholz, you could just see that Albertson kind of came out of his 2-point stance, and you could just kind of see immediately that he knew that he moved when he shouldn't have, and then just kind of took a step backwards, and that was all she wrote on that penalty.
3 receivers here the near side, 2nd down and 14, under a minute to play here in the first quarter. Governors lead at 14-9. 3 receivers here near side. Keenholz looking to pass, looks over the middle, pump fakes. Now he's going to roll to his right, buying some time. Now he's going to step up. He's going to throw the ball to the near sideline. It's going to be intercepted, and Watertown will get the ball right back as it's Reese Stark that will intercept it at the 40-yard line. And Watertown is back in business inside Governor territory with 40 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, and Keenholz trying to buy some time with his feet and was able to get to the right side of the formation. And unfortunately, Trey Lewis did find for a second some green space over at about the 45-yard line, but a ball that was just a shade underthrown by Keenholz, and Reese Stark able to just break and step in front of the throw. And so after a turnover on downs that the Governors forced defensively, an interception gives the ball right back to the Arrows.
1st and 10 for the 42-yard line. Watertown in Governor territory for another drive. Norberg looking to pass. He's got to roll out of the pocket quickly. Throws downfield, overthrows his man as he was looking for Cole Holden. And Jade Wiebe in the coverage. Holden tried to back up, and Wiebe was in that spot, so it falls incomplete. Norberg is 1 for 3 for 74 yards. That one completion is a touchdown for Norberg to Cole Holden. 34 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. If you remember correctly from last year, the Governors were in a dogfight in the 3-6 matchup in the first round of the playoffs. So just because the start isn't as what the Pure Faith were hoping for, doesn't mean that the Governors can't pull out a victory in a 3-6 matchup here at home in the first round of the playoffs. And this Watertown team probably a little bit more scary than what Mitchell was last year. This is a good Watertown team. Norberg will look to pass again here on 2nd and 10. He'll throw the near side. That catch is going to be made around a gain of about 11 for the Watertown Arrows, as it is going to be Trevor Rowden to make the catch, his first grab of the night. And they will spot it, and they're going to give it to him. So they're going to give him a gain of 10. And the first completion for Norberg since that touchdown throw. He's now 2 for 4, 29 seconds to go. They don't have to run another play, does Watertown, if they don't want to. Here with 20 seconds to go in the first quarter, and the Governors lead at 14-9.
But you kind of wonder if maybe they won't take a shot right here and try to end the first quarter maybe with a lead, although they don't seem to be in any real hurry to try to get this playoff as the clock ticks down under 10. And I think this is the way we're going to end the quarter with the Governors up 14-9.
Yeah, 14-9 is their score here at the end of the first quarter. Pierre leads it over the Watertown Arrows in the 11 AA first round playoff matchup. Back in a minute with the second quarter. Listen to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
The weather may be cooling down, but the deals are heating up at Slumberland Furniture in Pierre. During their Hot Buy sales event, you'll get deals that won't be matched. And at Slumberland, take in their entire showroom floor area, where you'll find hot buys for the living room, dining room, bedroom, accompanying pieces, and more. Plus, Slumberland has a price match guarantee and special financing during this sale. Hot buys are ready now at Slumberland Furniture. Slumberland Furniture on the truck bypass in Pierre and slumberland.com.
14-9 is their score as we start the second quarter. Pierre Governors lead over the Watertown Arrows, so we'll get the scores here after this first play of this second quarter, as it will be Norberg first and 10 from the 32-yard line as they go from right to left now. Norberg rolling to his right, looking downfield, throwing forward towards the end zone, and it will fall incomplete. A flag comes in at the line of scrimmage. There was a lot of battle between Wiebe and Holden, but it will be a flag at the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be against the Watertown Arrows. It'll be a hold. They'll push him back and make it first down and very long, probably more than 20. But Greg, let's go through some of the scores here in football playoffs.
In 11 AA at halftime, T leads Sturgis 49-7. Midway through the second quarter, Yankton is leading Mitchell 14-0. In Brookings, the Bobcats lead Aberdeen Central with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter, 14-7. One final in from 11 AAA. O'Gorman has beat Roosevelt 42-28.
So it's first and 20 from the 42-yard line. A quick throw the near side. Holden bobbles when he makes the catch on the screen pass. He's going to get free out to the far sideline. He'll cut it back, and he's going to get taken down. Not enough for a first down, but Holden almost lost yards. He almost dropped the ball on the throw, but instead he gets inside the 25 to the 24-yard line, a gain of 18, and it's second down and short now here for the Watertown Arrows.
And the Governors had 2 chances in the open field to try to bring Holden down and just missed him both times. If either one of those guys are able to get him down, that play would have resulted in probably no gain, but in the aftermath of the play, Cole Holden goes down. He puts both hands on his knees, and he either got the wind knocked out of him, but he has come off the field at least for one play, and Ashton First in trouble is on in his place.
Handoff for Hudson on second down and 2. He gets to the near side. He's got enough for a first down. He tried to cut it back. He's at the 10. He's inside the 10 to around the 5-yard line. Go to the 6-yard line will be Hudson, a gain of 18, and it'll be first and goal now for the gain of 18, and it's going to be first and goal for the 6-yard line.
And Hudson gives Watertown a component that they didn't have in the first game, and that's that speed that he just showed. Once he was able to get to the edge, he was able to turn it up and just outrun a couple of Governor defenders once he got to the outside. When Hudson wasn't playing in that first game after those first 2 series, they had to go to number 35, Owen Sparts, who's just a different runner, more of an interior tackle-to-tackle kind of running back.
First and goal from the 6. Watertown looking to reclaim the lead, and they have a delay of game penalty is going to go called on the Watertown Arrows. 10:23 left to go in the second quarter, and the Watertown Arrows didn't get the playoff in time. So a delay of game call, and it brings them now first and goal from the 11-yard line, and that's a mistake by Watertown. It may not cost them on this drive, but something that Watertown is going to be careful about going forward. Don't see very many delay of game penalties get called, and usually the coaches are able to get that timeout before the clock runs down, but it's now first and goal from the 11. 10:15 to go here in the second quarter. Watertown trailing by 5, 14-9. Norberg rolls to his right. He'll try and step up, lost the football, and it's going to be picked up by the Governors. A huge hit, but it's going to be the Governors that will recover it, and it is going to be Chase Sarna who stripped the ball away from Norberg and then got the ball back, and the Governors get a huge defensive stop and a big turnover. on a Norberg fumble.
Yeah, Dre Byrne also in on that sack, and the Governors are able to dodge a bullet as the Arrows go down inside the red zone, get down to the 6. The delay of game penalty put them back at the 11, and then when Norberg went back to pass, the Governors did exactly what we talked about in the open, which is just not only put pressure but contain Drew Norberg, wasn't able to allow him to get out of the pocket, and then were able to force the fumble.
1st and 10 for the 30-yard line in Governor territory. Keenholz will roll out. He's looking across, and he's going to throw it downfield, looking for his man. Merquan makes the catch. That's going to be Jet Zabel. 20 to the 15 to the 10. He's driven down around the 5-yard line of the Governors. All the way down to the 5-yard line. The Governors are right inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal for Pierre.
65-yard completion for Keenholz to Zabel, and a play where Keenholz designed to roll to his right. The offensive line moves with him as he rolls to his right, and then Jet Zabel, just on a delay, was able to kind of sneak his way past his defender, and then he was on the far side of the field. So that was a huge throw. That was a long throw from Keenholz. Not only did he hit him about 40 yards downfield, he threw it back across the field, and then it was just a catch for Zabel, and then unfortunately he was dragged down at the 5-yard line.
Keenholz will roll out here as he's going to look to his right. He's going to throw. The catch is made. Diving into the end zone for a touchdown is Jackson Edmond. And the Governors lead at 20-9. Jackson Edmond's first catch of the season, first touchdown reception of the season with 9:50 to go.
Yeah, and just an out route, and again, Keenholz rolling to his right with the right-handed throw. He's able to score up the shoulders pretty easily, and then just Jackson Edmond on just a quick out route, got right to the goal line, a ball that was down around his knees where the defender couldn't get at it. Edmond goes down, catches the ball, rolls into the end zone. Governors are up 20-9 pending the extra point.
So a 5-yard pass from Keenholz, and that is going to be an extra point is good for Cole Peterson. Back in 30 seconds, Governors lead at 21-9 over the Watertown Arrows. You listen to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
As we welcome you back here, the Governors lead at 21-9 over the Watertown Arrows. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean, a 2-play, 70-yard drive and a 5-yard touchdown run. And with the pass from Lincoln Keenholz to Jet Zabel, it was Lincoln Keenholz passing older brother Peyton Zabel on the career yard mark. He threw it to the little brother to get the job done to Lincoln Keenholz as he threw it to Jet Zabel, and now Lincoln Keenholz stands all by himself with another year to go as the career passing holder for the Pierre Governors.
Yeah, and it was just kind of a classic drive for the Governors, especially this year. 2 plays, 70 yards, all through the air, one big hitter, one quick out route, and the Governors have now spread the margin out 21-9 here with 9:50 to go in the second quarter.
So Cole Peterson will tee it up here from the near hash mark with 9:50 to go here in the first half. The Governors lead at 21-9, and Peterson on the kickoff, a high arcing kick all the way out to the end zone. It lands in the end zone for a touchback, and Watertown will start at the 20-yard line. And Cole Peterson doing what he had been doing at the beginning of the season, and with the colder weather, a little bit harder to get the job done, but he did get the job done going into the end zone, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and so what I noticed about Cole Peterson tonight is he's getting, other than the one pooch kick, he's getting some good height and some good hang time on his kickoffs, which allows the Governor coverage team to get down underneath the kick and hopefully keep the Arrows deep in their own territory. With the touchback, the Arrows will start this drive on their own 20.
1st and 10, 9:50 to go. A handoff for Hudson up the middle. He's going to be wrapped up. He's going to go down and around the 25-yard line. A gain of 5 on that first down run. And we'll bring up 2nd down and 5. I want to mention, too, that Peyton Zabel commented on the YouTube broadcast, and he says thanks to us for allowing a proud big brother to watch from Texas, and go Govs. Well, Peyton, unfortunately, now your record has been broken by Lincoln Kenols here tonight. But that was a hard mark to get for Lincoln Kenols to get to Peyton Zabel's career passing mark. As Norberg will hand off for Hudson here on 2nd and 5. He's going to stiff arm a man, and being though picked up and thrown down, Jaden Wiebe will pick up Hudson, throw him down, and a gain of 1. It is 3rd down and 4 here for the Arrows.
Yeah, nice play by Wiebe to come up and take Hudson to the ground in the open field. Wiebe drawn one-on-one coverage on Cole Holden just about all night long. By the end of the night, I think they're going to get to know each other very well. I mean, they may be exchanging addresses for Christmas cards. They probably are going to be talking about what they're doing for Thanksgiving. There's a lot of interaction going on between those two.
3rd and 4 from the 26-yard line. Norberg looking to pass here on 3rd down. He'll still look, throw the near sideline. The catch is going to be made at around the 30-yard line. Holden made the catch. I think he's going to get to the 31, a gain of 5, and a 1st down for the Watertown Arrows. Also want to mention, too, that unfortunately for Peyton Zabel, another record is broken on that pass from Kenols to Jet Zabel. The season passing yard record was broken on that pass as well. So, unfortunately for Peyton, he saw that those records go to number 2 on just 1 pass attempt.
Yeah, and if there's any solace for Peyton Zabel, it's that his little brother Jet was part of that record-breaking attempt.
Hudson bobbles the snap, or bobbles the handoff from Norberg, and Hudson will lose a couple yards back to the 29, a loss of 2. That's the 2nd time now that Norberg and Hudson haven't been clean on the exchange of a handoff.
Yeah, and luckily for the Arrows, Hudson was able to get a hold of that ball before he was brought to the ground by Gary Nedved on that play, and so a little bit of issue on the exchange in the backfield. You would think that by week 10 those would be issues that would be resolved in terms of mastering that exchange between the quarterback and the running back.
2nd down 11. This is a broken play. Norberg had no one to hand the ball off to, and he's going to be wrapped up. He's going to go back to the 25-yard line, maybe the 26, a loss of about 3 to the 26-yard line. And Norberg looked to his right, looked to his left. Everybody ran away from him, and Norberg ended up getting sacked all the way back to the 25, so it will be a loss of 4.
Yeah, and they brought Reese Stark in motion on kind of a jet sweep kind of motion, and Norberg first looked like he was going to hand off the ball to Hudson, and then he was going to turn and hand off the ball to Stark coming by, and neither one of those, I mean, I'm not sure who was supposed to get the ball on that play, but neither exchange took place, and all of a sudden Drew Norberg was caught in the middle of about 4 governors.
6:55 to go here, 3rd and 16 for the 25. Norberg looking for a screen pass. Is caught by Hudson. He gets to the 30 or the near side. He gets to the 35. He's going to jump over the 35-yard line, dive forward to the 36. He's going to pick up 11 yards, but it's not going to be enough for a 1st down, and the Governors will get that 3 and out again, and Watertown will have to punt the ball away.
Yeah, and Hudson does a nice job of not only not going down on first contact, but even though he's not a real big guy, number 31, 5'10", 175, and so he does a nice job of breaking out of arm tackles, and the Governors are going to have to do a better job of getting Juven Hudson on the ground so far tonight.
So here comes a punt attempt from the Watertown Arrows, as that one will be a nice spiraling punt. So Wiebe will call for a fair catch very late, but he does make the catch around the 26-yard line, and that's where the Governors will take over inside their own territory with a 21-9 lead with 6:08 to play here in the first half. Also want to say hello to Steve Reed, who says he's watching from Thailand. He graduated from Pierre in 1984 and a former starting center on the football team.
Well, hello from Pierre to Thailand.
Yeah, the beauties of what YouTube can bring, and what if you're watching on KCCR Sports, what it can bring to have you watch the game like you're probably a little bit warmer than being here at the game right now.
And it's probably tomorrow afternoon in Thailand.
That is true. As the Governors, with 6:08 to go here in the first half, 21-9, 1st and 10 from their own 26. 2 receivers here at the near side, a pistol formation. Kenols will fake his own run, throws on the back foot, and throws it just high and over the head as He's looking for Jet Zabel. Excuse me. It looked like it was number
83, and we don't have an 83 on the roster. I'm not sure who that is.
It looks.
Wearing number 83 was wearing 12, but that jersey has been ripped.
Zabel, so Zabel will be wearing number 83 now the rest of the way. It looked like Jet Zabel, but the number didn't say it was Jet Zabel. It's 2nd and 10 here for the 26. Thanks to Mr. Munson for giving us the info on that one to make sure that he's got the right number on. As a handoff for the Governors to the 30-yard line. Trey Lewis will fall backwards, but he'll fall backwards moving forward, and he'll get to around the 32-yard line, 33-yard line, and gain of 7, and it's 3rd down and manageable here for the Governors.
Yeah, and Trey Lewis had a nice hole open over the near side and was able to once he broke through that first level, able to cut it up and just go straight up field like you're taught to do as a running back, and went straight up the hash mark and picked up about 7 and got the Governors into 3rd and manageable.
5:30 to go here in the first half. The Governors lead by 12, 21-9. A safety put the Watertown Arrows to that 9 points right now. 2 receivers far side. Play action. Keno's rolling to his left. Still looking to pass. Throws downfield looking for Kaiser. Trying to get separation, and Kaiser just couldn't make the catch on the sideline, and it will bring up 4th down. And we'll see if the Governors will punt the ball away. Kaiser, that net, that kicking net looks from over here, looks like it's pretty close to the field of play. It looked like almost Kaiser got his ankle tangled up there, but they will punt the ball away with the Governors.
Yeah, and it was a designed rollout this time to the left, and Keenhol's able to find some time and threw kind of a 50-50 ball about 30 yards downfield to Kaiser. Unfortunately, the ball just came down on the out of bounds side of the marker.
It was a quick punt there from Lincoln Keenholz. The catch is made, and dropping to the ground immediately was going to be number 16, Colin Dingser, and it will bring up 1st and 10 from the Watertown 28-yard line. And again, the Arrows here with 5:09 to go. They get the ball to start the second half. So as we get farther in this second quarter here, if they can take time off the clock, they can go down there and score and pull within 1 possession and try and leave as little time as possible for the Governors to try and extend their lead again before halftime. Because, again, Watertown will get the ball to start the third quarter, and you almost get 2 drives for the price of 1.
And so right now, again, the onus is on the Governor defense to rise up and try to get the ball back and give the Governors one more shot before halftime.
A handoff on a jet sweep to the far sideline, as that's going to be number 5, Reese Stark. He's going to get to the far sideline and just shy of the first down marker as he gets to the 35. So a gain of 7, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 3.
And again, that jet sweep just comes from the near side to the far side, and Reese Stark with some good speed once he was able to get to the edge, able to turn it up, and was brought down on the far sideline, but not before he picked up 7, gets the Arrows to 2nd and 3 with just under 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Handoff for Hudson. He was a little slow to get moving up to the line of scrimmage, trying to maybe let that line push their way forward. He gets enough for a first down. It looks like he's going to have enough for a first down to the 39-yard line, a gain of 4, and a first down here for Watertown.
First hit made by Emmett Anderson, the Governor sophomore defensive lineman that I know that the coaching staff is expecting big things out of over the next couple of years. But again, credit to Hudson as again, he did not go down on first contact and was able to fall forward and get over the first down sticks and keep this drive alive for the Arrows.
1st and 10 from the 39, 4:10 to go here in the first half. 2 receivers near side as it will be Norberg looking to pass, throws over the middle of the field, and it's through the hands and it falls incomplete. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Deegan Huska was in coverage, and Huska did a somersault making that play. Dingser was the intended receiver, and it's now 2nd down and 10.
Dingser had about a step of separation as he ran that post route over the middle of the field, had about a step on Deegan Huska, but unfortunately for the Arrows, ball just delivered a little bit high and wide, and so the Governors were able to put the Arrows in 2nd and 10 situation.
Handoff for Hudson, up the middle he goes. He'll spin off of a tackler he was held on to for the moment, and it will end up being a gain of about 9, and right now Austin Foley is down here for the Pierre Governors. His right arm was kind of caught up on underneath the pile, and so he'll have to come out of the ball game, and checking in for him will be Trey Lewis to take his spot. A gain of we'll call it a gain of 8, so it'll be 2nd and 2 on another good run there from Hudson, and hopefully that Foley can come back into the ball game.
Yeah, and again, Hudson just does a nice job. He's got good speed. He was able to break a couple of arm tackles and got the Arrows into 3rd and short.
3:35 to go here in the first half. Hudson gets the handoff another time. He will be wrapped up, and then he'll go down at the 50-yard line. He was able to power his way forward. I don't know where he thought he was at because he was spinning circles and ended up getting a gain into the 50-yard line, a gain of 3. And that's the presence, the field presence of Hudson being able to circle around that many times and still fall forward for a gain of 3.
Yeah, and I'm impressed with the running of Juven Hudson so far. He's done a nice job and has kept this Arrow offensive attack balanced by making the Governors stay honest and having to respect the run.
From the 50-yard line, 1st and 10. Norberg looking to take a shot. Instead, he checks down, but the catch is going to be made on the far sideline. Husko good over there to make the tackle, but a big gain, and all the way down to the 29-yard line. A big gain there of 21. I believe that was Dingser that made the catch, and Watertown is in business inside the Pierre territory.
Arrows sent 4 receivers into the pattern. Holden on the far side went down the sidelines. The other 2 receivers, again, Governors playing man-to-man, but the other 2 Watertown receivers on the near side, near the sideline, left a lot of room in the middle for Dingser to work, and Norbeck found him for the first down.
Handoff here for Hudson. He'll get through that first initial rush, and he's going to power his way inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. He ran over Lincoln Keenels, and Hudson was then driven down by Gavin Stotts. It'll be to the 29-yard line, another 10-yard gain and a first down here for the Watertown Arrows.
Yeah, Juven Hudson, just a sophomore, 5'10", 175 pounds, and he's the kind of back that's going to give 11 AA coaches fits over the next couple of years.
Hudson will get the handoff again. He's met at the line. He gets through one initial hit by Jaden Floor, and it'll get down to around the 19-yard line. No gain there for Hudson. And for the Governors, a good job by Jaden Floor just to get to slow him up a little bit.
Yeah, and then after he was slowed up by Floor, he was met by Brady Getz, Emmett Anderson, and Gavin Stotts that were able to put him on the ground.
2:20 to go here in the first half. 21-9 lead for the Pierre Governors. Rolling to his right, Norberg. Now he's going to step up. He's going to get thrown down as it's going to be a sack for the Pierre Governors. Josh Strand is there to take the sack. And a big sack again. Josh Strand he's kind of known for that. We don't call his name very often, but we do. He's always getting a sack for the Pierre Governors.
Yeah, Strand, that's his 5th sack of the year, 8th tackle for loss on the year. And so that's kind of his role, is to come off of the edge, come in under control, and that's exactly what the Governors need to do, is just not over pursue, but make sure that Norberg stays in the pocket, and that's exactly what the green and black did that time. Strand able to come in, throw Norberg down for a loss of about 5.
3rd and 15 from the 24-yard line. 1:35 to go here in the first half. Norberg looking to pass. He'll throw to the near sideline. The catch is made on the sideline, and the forward progress was stopped before he got out of bounds, so they continue to make the clock run. Stark made the catch, and the clock will continue to run with it's going to be 4th down here, and a timeout will be taken by Coach Hodorf. Again, because the forward progress, I guess the referee was saying that the forward progress was stopped, and then he got out of bounds, so they continue to roll the clock.
Yeah, that's a curious call. I mean, to me, it looked like he got 1 foot down inbounds, then got the other foot down inbounds, and then his momentum kind of carried him out. I don't even know that he was touched by a Governor defender when he went over the line, and the official immediately wound his arm, saying the clock needed to continue to run. So a little bit of a break for the Governors there, in the fact that they forced the Arrows to take a timeout, 1:17 to go right before halftime, but the Arrows now in a 4th and 4 situation at the Governor 13-yard line.
Yeah, this is a big spot here for both teams with only 1:17 left to go. Watertown's done the job of trying to kill as much clock as possible, but being a 4th down play, you might as well take that time out, talk about what you want to do here, because you even if you pick up the first down, you still have a little bit, you'll still have 1st and goal if you don't score right away. So you still have a little bit of extra time to try and get in the end zone here. This isn't a shot to the end zone, being at 4th and 4 for the 13-yard line. But Watertown did the job of trying to take as much time off the clock. They get the ball to start the second half. The last thing that Watertown wants to have happen is get stopped here, and the Governors go down and score one more time here before the end of the half. And Coach Steele, by the way, has got all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, and Watertown has 2 timeouts left in their pocket. So they've got a very manageable situation if they're able to convert this 4th down attempt right here. And this is something that Coach Steele talked about was really a learning moment from last week's game, and the fact that I think Brookings was like 3 of 4 in 4th down situations. So I suspect this is probably something that the Governors worked on this week in practice to try to keep the Arrows from converting in these critical 4th down situations.
So 4th and 4 from the 13-yard line. 1:17 to go here in the second quarter. Norberg, he'll fake it, then the handoff, and nowhere going for Reese Stark as he is dropped in the backfield for a loss, and the Governors will get a big defensive stop. They go a little trickery, and Norberg ended up handing the ball off to Stark. He lost a couple of yards, and it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Governors, all the way now at the 16-yard line, a loss of 3 on that play.
Yeah, and that was actually a reverse where I think the handoff went to Dingser initially coming across on the motion, and then he handed the ball back off to Stark. Coming back around, headed toward the far side, but credit Gavin Stotts for staying home and Eben Anderson for putting him finally on the ground. The Governors take over at their own 17-yard line with 1:13 to go before halftime and all 3 timeouts in their pocket.
Keno's empty backfield will look to pass here on 1st down. He'll roll to his right, throws for Wiebe. The catch is made, stays in bound momentarily, then gets out of bound as he'll stay inside the 30-yard line, but past the 25 as we'll see where they spot it. But there is a flag, I believe. Yes, there is a flag standing right there around the line of scrimmage at the 15-yard line. And it looks like that would probably be against the Governors. And it is a hold against Pierre, and that will back them up from where they're at. And it's going to be 1st and long here for Pierre.
Yeah, the flag actually thrown just a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage, and so it will be half the distance from the 15.
And it'll be still 1st down here for Pierre. They're going to spot it at the 9-yard line. So it's going to be 1st down and long for Pierre inside their own 10-yard line with 1:06 left to play here in the first half. 1st and 18 for the 9. Empty backfield here for Keenels here with 2 receivers on each side for the Governors. Keenels will take the snap. He'll look to his left. Now he'll step up. He's going to roll to his right. Looking down the field, he's going to take off. He's going to tiptoe the sideline before he gets out and pick up a couple extra yards as he'll get to around the 14. And it'll be a gain of 5 and a 2nd down and 13 here for the Governors with 59 seconds to go.
Arrows using 3 down linemen, only 2 linebackers, and then they're dropping 6. They've got man-on-man coverage on the 4 outside receivers with 2 deep safeties. And so for the Governors to get anything long is going to be a real challenge. They're just going to have to try to get down the field in chunks.
2nd and 13 from around the 15-yard line. Keenels flush out of the pocket right away. He'll dive forward. It'll be 3rd down, and Coach Steele is not looking to take a timeout right now here with it being 3rd down and long. They might have just one more play, and we'll see what that play might be. It'll be a gain of about 4 to the 19-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 8 or 9.
I'm a little surprised Watertown's not taking a timeout here.
I am too, with still 2 timeouts left, but they're allowing the Governors to roll down the clock here. Pierre will have to run another play with around 25 seconds right now. They at least have to run one more play before they can put this half to bed, leading 21-9. Under 5 seconds to go on the play clock. Keenels will take the snap. He's going to look to pass here. He's going to look for a shot downfield for Merquan. In the air, Merquan to try to make the catch, and it'll fall incomplete. And the coaching staff looking for a pass interference call, not going to get it. The man in coverage was number 21, Mason Cordell. And it will be incomplete, and it's 4th down and 4 with 7 seconds to go.
Yeah, and it was Cordell and Colin Dingser in the area with Merquan, and a nice job of one-on-one coverage by the Arrows. And it was just and I know the Governor coaching staff was upset by the no call, but there might have been some hand fighting, but it's kind of a 50-50 ball, and probably a play that an official is probably not going to throw a flag on in that situation.
I think overall a good no call. If it's on the other side of the field for Watertown, I think you're going to see here the Watertown fans maybe get a little upset about it. Keenels will punt the ball away with 5 seconds to go. We'll see if Dingser picks up and tries to return it. He's going to get a running start to the 40, 50-yard line, crosses midfield. He's going to be shoved out of bounds. That's going to do it for the first half. So the Governors will take a 12-point lead here at the break over the Watertown Arrows here in the first round of the 11 AA playoffs. It's been a rocky one for both sides, but the Governors have that 12-point lead. Watertown will receive the second half kick, but we will return in 3 minutes and have halftime stats for you. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
The Clubhouse Hotel and Suites has Midwestern charm and unprecedented attention to detail that provides the perfect getaway. The Clubhouse Hotel and Suites provides a complimentary deluxe continental breakfast featuring hot waffles, biscuits, and gravy. They also have an indoor children's water playland, whirlpool and fitness center, and a beautiful backyard patio with seasonal fire pits. Everyone deserves a night away. Call 605-494-2582 to make your reservation today. The Clubhouse Hotel and Suites. Experience luxury in the heart of South Dakota.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
First United Methodist Church would like to take this time to wish the Pierre Governors great success in this sports season. Athletic competition builds skills, leadership, teamwork, and provides lifelong lessons in character development. I'm Pastor Greg, and I invite you to join us for meaningful worship, personal growth, and compassionate fellowship. For a list of worship times and upcoming events, visit our website, pierrefirstumc.org, or our Facebook page, United Methodist Church.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. You'll find a great selection of quality new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep vehicles, plus a great selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take good care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and body shop, along with a friendly financing team that'll do their best to get you into your next new or pre-owned vehicle with financing that fits your budget. Wagner Auto is your local, family-owned, full-service dealership in Pierre. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heat-A-Later fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heat-A-Later fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-A-Later Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
As we welcome you back here, as it is halftime between the Pierre Governors and the Watertown Arrows, John Winkler alongside Greg Dean as Pierre leads 21-9 here at the end of the first half. And Greg, this is as close in yardage as I think we've seen in the first half. 205 yards of total offense for Watertown and 200 yards of total offense for Pierre. The Govs were able to score 3 times. Watertown scored twice, but their defense got a safety that pulled them within 14-9. But a two-play drive for the Governors that went 70 yards and a 5-yard catch for Jackson Edmond, his first catch of the season, or first touchdown catch of the season, gave the Governors that 21-9 lead, and that's where we sit at here at the end of the first half.
Yeah, and so overall, I think the Governors kind of came in and executed the game plan that they wanted to do. They've established a running game. It may not be the most fearsome running game, but I think it's enough of a running game that the Watertown Arrow defense is going to have to respect and pay attention to that going forward. Trey Lewis doing a nice job finding the holes when it's there. Lincoln Keenholz making plays with his feet. But then the Governor defense is doing a lot of good things tonight. 3 weeks ago, Cole Holden just torched him in the secondary. Like we said, nearly 300 yards receiving and 4 touchdowns tonight. Holden has the 1 catch for the 74-yard touchdown on the first offensive play for Watertown. But since then, just 2 catches for a total of 23 yards, 97 yards on 3 catches so far for Holden in the first half, and so the Governors have done a nice job on him, and they've done a really nice job in terms of containing Drew Norberg tonight, and have not allowed him to get out of the pocket and keep plays alive, and I think that's been a real key to their success defensively.
And the Governors on the flip side for Watertown defense, Jack Merkwan had 113 yards on, although he made just 3 catches, he had 113 yards in that game. He's got just a catch for 2 yards right now. They've done a much better job on him as well for the Governors, but they, Lincoln Keenels, those 2 touchdown runs of 3 and 1 yards. He did get sacked for a safety, and that's where the Watertown Arrows have that 9 points right now. But Pierre in a good spot because of where the first half was about to end. Watertown had an opportunity inside the 15-yard line in the red zone, but got stopped. The Governor defense came up strong, and that ended up giving the Governors this 12-point lead at halftime. Because Watertown will get the ball to start the second half, that stop could be one that we go back in and say that's the difference in the ball game, and the difference why Watertown doesn't have the lead like they were hoping to maybe have the lead with about 2 minutes to go in that first half.
Yeah, and maybe just you always hate to be somewhat critical, but maybe just a little bit of a curious call on that fourth down play for Watertown, a real slow developing play where they ran the reverse. I mean, the handoff and then the handoff back around to I think it was Reese Stark coming back around, and the Governors were able to get good penetration. They've generally gotten good penetration from the defensive line. They've brought some linebackers from time to time. We haven't seen much of Gavin Stotts tonight, but we have seen Josh Strand, we've seen Dre Burnt, and so the Governors are bringing some pressure from some different angles tonight, and I think that was a play that really, I think when we go back at the end of the night, and if the Governors are able to win this game as we get into the third and fourth quarter, if the Governors are able to come away with a victory, I think we'll go back and point to that fourth down play where Watertown was not able to convert and keep that drive alive as maybe being one of the key plays of this game.
And Governors have a 21-9 lead here in 11 AA playoff football as the winner will take on the winner of Brookings and Aberdeen Central. We'll have scores coming up after we take a 3-minute timeout. We'll talk about the scores across the state. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories. Go Govs!
This is Art from East Pierre Landscape and Garden Center. Did you know we are open 7 days a week? We're your shopping destination rather than simply a producer of nursery plants. We know what plants work in the area and offer high-quality landscape design services, plant materials, handmade outdoor crafts, and high-quality garden art. Let us make your yard and garden one to remember. East Pierre Landscape and Garden Center, east on Highway 34, north of Farm Island in Pierre.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping is who you should call as we enter the fall season. They can make sure your lawn makes it through the tough South Dakota winters. They can help with the fall cleanup, winterize that sprinkler system so that it can be ready to go in the spring. And once the snow starts to fly, they can help with that too. Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, helping customers year-round. Call Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440.
Papa Murphy's in Pierre is here to make your big game party a success. They have fresh-made, delicious pizzas, cheesy breads, salads, and desserts that are ready to bake for all you football fans. Papa Murphy's pizzas are made fresh for you right in our store, so no more worrying about cold, soggy pizza. You take Papa Murphy's pizzas and bake them in the comfort of your own home so they're hot and fresh right from your oven. Come on down to Papa Murphy's in Pierre and pick up your pregame pizzas. Papa Murphy's in Pierre. It's love at 425 degrees.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Bank West Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put Bank West Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
As we welcome you back here, it is halftime. The Pierre Governors, they lead it over Watertown 21-9. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean. And also want to say thanks to everyone listening, but also the aunt and uncle of Jaden Weeby watching from St. Ange here tonight. And again, Steve Reed says thanks for the shout out. Houston Lundy, he was part of a couple of Pierre Governor state championship teams for the Governors that are trying to make it now 5 in a row. And one score I'll give. I'll let you go to the rest here. But Bennett Dean giving us a taste of an upset alert. He's telling us it's upset alert time because Aberdeen Central leading Brookings 21-14 at halftime. If that score holds up or if Aberdeen picks up a win, we'll be back here next Friday at Hollister Field with Aberdeen Central coming to town in the state semifinal.
Yeah, Brookings had been leading that game 14-7, but Aberdeen with a couple of late touchdowns in the second quarter has now taken that lead. So thanks to Bennett for keeping us up to date and pointing out that potential upset alert because that's a key score and something we're going to really keep our eyes on in the second half.
And I will say, Bennett, I hope that you have something planned to birthday's coming up in the Dean household that you better be wishing someone a happy birthday. There's one other person you always got to make sure you wish your happy birthday to. This is the second most important person to wish a happy birthday to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He's got his priorities straight. And so
Mom's always important. Dad's second fiddle to always wishing Mom a happy birthday.
Absolutely. The Dean boys know which side their bread is buttered on.
That's right. But as we 21-9, here's our score at halftime. Other scores from across the state, Greg.
All right, in 11 AA, we've got a final in from T as T area has defeated Sturgis 57-10 in Yankton. The Bucks all over the Colonels, Mitchell Colonels, 35-0 at halftime. Again, we talked about Aberdeen Central is leading Brookings 21-14. That game now early in the third quarter. In 11 AAA, O'Gorman has defeated Roosevelt earlier today, 42-28. Late in the fourth quarter, Harrisburg leads Rapid City Stevens 50-9. Midway through the third, Brandon Valley leads Sioux Falls Jefferson 10-9. And at halftime, Sioux Falls Lincoln leads Sioux Falls Washington 17-10. In 11A, Millbank, middle of the third quarter, leads Canton 6-0. That would be a bit of an upset because I think Canton is the number one team in 11A. Midway through the third quarter, Vermilion leads Tri-Valley 14-7. West Central leads Del Rapids 7-6, also midway through the third quarter. And at halftime, Madison leads Sioux Falls Christian 21-7. In 11B, an overtime final. This is a score you don't see in overtime very often, but Beersford has defeated Aberdeen Roncalli 7-6. So that game had to be 0-0 at the end of regulation in order for the game to be 7-6 as a final.
That's another upset for Beersford.
Yeah, that's a big upset. They came in, I think, number 14 in the seed points. So a huge win for the Watchdogs. Another final, Bridgewater Emory Ethan has defeated Sioux Valley 21-8. That's a big upset. Sioux Valley, I think, was number 2.
Yep, absolutely.
Winner all over McCook Central Montrose 58-28. That game 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
That is not an upset.
That is far from an upset. Elk Point Jefferson all over Wagner 34-0 that game at halftime. In 9AA, Canastota Freeman late in the third quarter leads Ipswich 14-0. Parkston leads Garrettson 14-0 midway through the third quarter. At halftime, a game of note to some of the area listeners. Timber Lake leads Lyman 18-6. Again, that game at halftime. And late in the third quarter, Hanson leads Platte Geddes 12-3. Those games in 9AA. In 9A, Harriet Selby midway through the third quarter leads Castlewood 40-26. Wall leads Gregory 19-6 at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Early in the third quarter, Warner 8 to Smith 6. And at halftime, Howard leads Woolsey Wessington 33-6. And down in 9B, Avon has defeated Alcester Hudson 30-14. Late in the third quarter, Fulton leads Harding County Bison 34-14. Early in the second quarter, Del Rapids St. Mary's is leading Gayville Vollen 18-8, and at halftime, Potter County, again a game of note to some of our listeners in the area. Potter County leads Hitchcock-Tulare 20-8. That game at halftime.
Those are all the scoring updates brought to you by Greg Dean. Thank you, Greg. That was a lot of fun to hear some of those scores and some of those upset scores. That's hey. South Dakota football, I was talking about earlier today, South Dakota football just has that parity where you never know what might happen. There's other states that the lower seed's never going to get a win, and if it is, it's going to make full state news. But these lower seeds have had a lot of fun, and you hope that there are no lower seed wins here tonight at Hollister Field. But the Governors or the rest of the state always got to be ready to go. You can't take a game off in South Dakota football.
Yeah, and again, I think we're seeing an 11 AA class that had a lot of balance throughout most of the season. The scores so far tonight not really reflecting that, other than that 2-7 game, that Aberdeen Brookings game. If that score holds up, and again, Aberdeen leads Brookings 21-14. That game being played at Dana J. Dykehouse Stadium on the campus of South Dakota State University. If that score holds up, that would be a I don't want to call it a huge upset, but it certainly would be a significant upset. Aberdeen with just 3 wins on the season. Brookings at 7-2 came in and really played very well here last week. Maybe having a little bit of a letdown, or maybe looking ahead to a second matchup with the Governors, thinking that they're going to get a second matchup with the Governors, maybe looking past the Eagles a little bit.
21-9 is their score here. Governors lead over Watertown at halftime. We step aside for a minute, and we come back, and we'll have the second half for you. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
All Pro Towing and Repair offers 24/7 light, medium, and heavy towing, jump starts, lockouts, roadside assistance, and recovery. The All Pro Towing and Repair team of professionals offers prompt, courteous, and top-notch services to Central South Dakota. If you find yourself in need of a tow, jump, or lockout, contact All Pro Towing and Repair, 605-669-2075. That's 605-669-2075.
Pictures are memories we want to last forever. For those special times, call Bridget M Photography, a unique boutique photography studio offering family portraits, children, seniors, and even your pets. They're available for weddings, commercial events, and sports photography. Stop in and visit their studio in Pierre, or look over their website at bridgetmphoto.com. Pictures and memories that will last forever. From Bridget M Photography in Pierre.
As we welcome you back here, the Pierre Governors, they lead at 21-9 as we start the second half. The Watertown Arrows will get the ball to start this second half, and I wouldn't say it's a must-score drive, but where this game is at right now and what Watertown was unable to do at the end of the second quarter, I bet you in that locker room they were talking about, we have to score to open up this second half. We have to assert some dominance and really put the Governor defense on their heels in this first drive. Otherwise, the game could get out of hand in the second half.
Well, and I think the first two drives, the first 4 to 6 minutes of this third quarter are really going to set the tone in the second half. And I think you're exactly right, John. I mean, Watertown has to come out and really show that they can move the ball, likely have to put some points on the board, because if they don't score on this initial drive and they give up a touchdown or some kind of points to the Governors and go down 28-9 or maybe 24-9, that just makes things all that much harder for the Arrows to come back here in this second half. Now, the Arrows are a dangerous team. We've seen them have the ability to have that big strike capability. They did it on their first offensive play from scrimmage tonight. They put up 42 points here 3 weeks ago, so we know that they're a dangerous offensive team. But again, the first 4 to 6 minutes of this third quarter, I think, are going to be key to the rest of this game.
So here is Cole Peterson to kick this one away as we are starting the second half, and it will be into the end zone for a touchback. And the Watertown Arrows will start at the 20-yard line. So another touchback kick from Cole Peterson, and the Watertown Arrows will start at their own 20. And like we were just talking about, it may not be a must-score drive, but it probably feels like it for Watertown. Greg, you mentioned they scored their first play from scrimmage to open up the game. They haven't scored since then, other than the safety defensively to get them those 9 points. So it has been that Pierre defense that has been very strong. They forced a fumble and a recovery. They forced a couple of 3-and-outs as well as a turnover on downs. It's been tough sledding for this Watertown offense ever since their first play from scrimmage. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line as we open up the third quarter. 2 guys in the backfield here for the Watertown Arrows. A handoff looking to go up the middle, and it will be Starks that will get the handoff, and it'll be Sparks that will get the handoff. So he'll get to the 21-yard line and a gain of 1 here for gain of 2 for Sparks. His first run of the night. We have not called his name running the ball, but it's 2nd down and 8 from the 22-yard line with 11:30 to go here in the third quarter.
First time we've seen Watertown go to a 2-back set in the offensive set. They've got 3 wide receivers split, but two backs in the backfield, no tight end on this formation.
Norberg will look to hand off again to Sparks. He'll get the handoff, but he is wrapped up and he is down as a big tackle there at the line of scrimmage, all the way back to the 20-yard line, as it was Cal Albertson that will get the tackle. And maybe just a loss of 1. We'll cut a loss of 1 as 3rd down and 9 here for the Watertown Arrows, and this is a big 3rd down here for both these teams. The Governors are looking for a 3-and-out here to open up this second half.
Yeah, nice play by Kyle Albertson on that play as he was able to get a shoulder past his blocker and able to get an arm around the midsection of Owen Sparks and able to get him on the ground for a loss of 1.
From the 21-yard line, Norberg looking to pass here on 3rd down. He's flushed to the pocket, rolling to his right. Man falls down. The catch is made by Dingser, and he falls down. Jacob Mayer slipped and fell, so Dingser was wide open and would have probably ran it all the way in. Josh Strand was trying to track him down from behind, but Dingser made the catch and then fell down at the Governor 46-yard line, and a big play for the Watertown Arrows to keep the drive alive.
Yeah, and unfortunately for the green and black, Jacob Mayer just had Dingser in one-on-one coverage deep over the middle. He fell down. There wasn't anybody within about 15 yards of Dingser. He could have walked into the end zone from the 45 where he made the catch.
Hudson will get the handoff here on 1st down. He is going to be down at the 46-yard line. No gain for Hudson. He was wrapped up by about 3 or 4 different Governors. Huska might have been the first one to touch him, and no gain for Hudson in his first run of the second half. 60 yards right now for Juven Hudson on the ground on 15 carries. He's been the workhorse for the Watertown Arrows here tonight. Sparks with just 2 carries, Starks with 2 carries, and Norberg has picked up negative yards as he's scrambled and moved around in the pocket. Again, 2 guys in the backfield here on 2nd down and 10 from the 46-yard line in Pierre territory. Norberg looking for a home run ball for Holden. He's going to overthrow Holden, and it's going to fall incomplete as he just couldn't quite get the arms down and outstretched arms, and it falls through the arms, and it's now 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, and Cole Holden had about a step and a half on Jaden Wiebe, and they've been going back and forth all night long. Wiebe out on an island has Holden pretty much in one-on-one coverage, single-man coverage all over the field all night long, and that time Holden had him by about a step and a half, and luckily for the Governors, the ball just thrown just about a yard too far, just out of the reach of Holden, and the Governors have the Arrows in 3rd and long.
So 3rd and 10 this time here for Watertown. 9:48 to go here in the third quarter. Play action, Norberg rolling to his left. He can't avoid the sack. He's going to go down, and the Governors will get a big stop here. As it's going to be number 51, Emmett Anderson to get the sack, and the Governors will force the Watertown Arrows to punt all the way back to the Watertown 42-yard line.
Yeah, and a big play from Evan Anderson coming off of the defensive end position on the far side. Emmett Anderson, the sophomore defensive lineman, the defensive end, 6'2", 205. He got around Peyton Johnson, the 6'8", 300-pound right tackle for the Arrows, and just ran Norberg down from behind.
Low snap is dropped by Holden, and they will still get the punt off before he was tackled. Jaden Wiebe will let it bounce a couple of times, and then will pick it up on the knee. And the Watertown Arrows get a huge break here because Holden somehow escaped being tackled in the backfield and still got a good punt away all the way down to the Governor 18-yard line.
Yeah, and when that ball hit the ground on the snap and Holden picked it up, the timing on the play just totally broke down for the Arrows, and that forced Holden to try to go to his right. He was able to avoid a couple of Governors who were going in for the block, and then when Holden went to his right, he found a little bit bit of green space, was able to get off about a 40-yard kick.
That was an impressive punt there from Cole Holden. Otherwise, it could have been really disastrous here. There's a handoff for Trey Lewis in the backfield. He's going to try and split it out to the far side, and will fall, and it will be not a big run. It's going to be Cole Peterson got the handoff. And Peterson on his first run didn't get out to that far side like he was trying to, and it'll be a loss here, and a big loss for the Governors.
Yeah, and Cole Peterson on the jet sweep. Peterson probably one of the faster Governors on the in this lineup, and took the ball on that jet sweep handoff and unable to get to the edge, and was dragged down for a loss of about 6 on the play back at the Governor 12.
Governors have just 27 yards of rushing attack here tonight, 167 yards of passing. As rolling out now is going to be Lincoln Keenels. He's going to pick up those yards back. He's going to get to the 25 to the 30 before he gets out of bounds, and the Governors will have enough for a first down. Okay, well, I said they got 27 yards of rushing. Well, Keenels is easily gets it past the 30-yard line, the 32, picks up 20 yards on that run.
And once Keenholz was flushed out of the pocket, came to the near side, he was able to get to the edge, and then it was just a foot race because the Arrows had a lot of the Governors locked up in one-on-one coverage, and the kid who really made the play for the Governors on that play was Cade Kaiser, because he blocked Colin Dingser about 10 yards downfield from his wide receiver position, and really kept and allowed Keenholz to get those extra yards to get that first down.
Trey Lewis will get the handoff. He doesn't get a bunch of anything if he gets a yard on that carry, and it'll be no gain for Lewis. It's going to be second down and 10. Lewis with 17 yards rushing. He had over 100 yards in the first game against the Watertown Arrows. The only time someone named other than Keenels got 100 yards rushing in a game this season for the Governors, but he's only got 17 yards on 5 carries so far here tonight. 7:38 to go here in the third quarter. Keenels back to pass, throws, quick hitter, and the catch is made, and a big tackle, a good open field tackle on Brecken Kruger, who made the catch, as he'll get to the 40-yard line, a gain of 7, a gain of 8, and it'll bring up third down and about 2.
Reese Stark on the tackle, in the open field tackle on Kruger, but just a quick hitter, just kind of a button hook route for Brecken Kruger, able to get about 7 yards downfield, just turned around, sat down, and was able to get the Governors into third and manageable.
3rd and 2 from the 40-yard line, 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Keenel's design run, is able to squeak through that line of scrimmage, and he gets all the way to the 50-yard line into Watertown territory to the 49-yard line, and a big gain there for Lincoln Keenels, as he'll pick up 11 yards, and it'll be now a Watertown Arrow that is down, as they'll call for an official timeout, says it's going to be Mason Cordell that is down right now. He made the tackle, but he is slow to get up, as the trainers will come out and check on him, but Keenels picked up 11 yards on that run.
Yeah, and Keenholz takes the snap out of the pistol formation and came forward, and the middle of the line was really kind of plugged up, and I'm not sure what kind of crease he got through, because it certainly wasn't very big, because you saw him kind of hunker down and just kind of squeeze between a couple of bodies, and once he was able to get through that first level, he found a little space and then just kept driving the legs and got the first down.
So they will get Cordell off the field. Like you said, it just looked like he made himself as small as possible, and to be able to get through that line of scrimmage to pick up enough for a first down. He ended up picking up 11 yards, and now the Governors are in Watertown territory. 1st and 10 from the 49 with 6:50 to go here in the third quarter. Coach Steele will change the play, call out the new play to the Governor offense. Empty backfield for Keenels. 3 receivers near side. A design run for Keenels on the left side. He spins off of a tackle. He gets down to the 40-yard line. They're going to spot him right at the 40. A gain of 9. And a second down and 1 here for the Governors.
Keenholz takes the ball on the snap, goes over the left side and off the left tackle, and kind of was following one of his blockers, but got wrapped up, and then kind of did a little bit of a Chuck Foreman type spin as he did a nice 360 pirouette, and was able to pick up an extra 3 yards on the play. See, Chuck Foreman, nice reference.
6:10 to go. The Governors lead 21-9. Keenels will look to pass with empty backfield, looking for it all for Jack Merquan. Makes the catch. He's into the end zone. A 40-yard strike from Lincoln Keenels to Jack Merquan, and the Governors lead it 27-9 with exactly 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
if that's what it takes to get the Governors a touchdown, I'll keep using old Minnesota Viking references all night long. But that was just a beautiful pass from Keenholz. He just had a lot of time in the pocket. Keenholz goes one-on-one with Colin Dingser over here on the near side, and they had a little bit of hand fighting, but kind of back and forth, and nobody gaining any advantage out of the play. And then Mercon was able to get a little separation. Keenholz hits him in stride, and 40 yards later, the Governors are now up 28-9 with 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
The extra point is good from Cole Peterson, 28-9 with 6 minutes to go in the third. Governors lead it over Watertown. Back in 30 seconds. You listen to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
It was a 7-play, 81-yard drive for the Pierre Governors and a 40-yard catch for Jack Merquan, his second grab of the night, first touchdown grab of the night, and the Governors now lead it 28-9 over the Watertown Arrows, and there still is an upset brewing out in Brookings as Aberdeen is up 28-21 over the Brookings Bobcats right now, Greg.
Yeah, that game now late in the third quarter, 2 minutes to go in the third period, but the Eagles have that 7-point lead on the Bobcats.
Cole Peterson will kick it. It's going to be a little bit shorter. It's fielded inside the 10-yard line. The near sideline is the Arrows as they're trailing 28-9 here as we play with under 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. It was Sparks that got the kick from the Governors, and it will be fielded and down at the now 26-yard line.
So the Arrows now, we talked about how those first 6 minutes of the third quarter could be a deciding factor, and the Governors have controlled the first half of the third quarter. Now it's up to the Arrows to try and respond, and this becomes again maybe not a must-score drive, but the Arrows are beginning to see that the clock is starting to wind and is quickly going to become their enemy. I mean, they're going to have to get some points pretty quickly if they're going to stay in this game.
5:55 to go here in the third quarter. Norberg, their second possession here of the third quarter. He'll step up in the pocket. He is hit. He is thrown down, and the Governors will pick up another sack as it was going to be Emmett Anderson again to get another sack for the Governors. Another big play there for Emmett Anderson, all the way back to the 21-yard line, a loss of 5 there for Watertown.
Third sack of the year for Emmett Anderson, the sophomore. He has 4 tackles for loss on the year, and before the game we were down on the field talking to some of the Pierre coaching staff, and they talked very highly of the sophomore defensive end.
Shotgun formation for Norberg. He'll look to pass again. He'll step up. Now he's going to roll to his right. Didn't have the first look there. He's still rolling. Throws on the run. And the flag is down at the 29-yard line, right where that pass was going. They're going to say it was incomplete. Norberg went down, and he got hit on the play. But it's at the 29-yard line where that flag is. Jacob Mayer was in coverage. We'll see if it's going to be on Mayer or maybe potentially an offensive pass interference against the Watertown Arrows.
Yeah, the the line judge and the back judge huddling now with the referee. Here comes the call.
Holder, flat, 32, 10 yards from the previous spot, still second down.
So they call Jaden Wiebe with a hold, and it'll be 10 yards from the spots. And they say it was going to be second down. Let's see, it's actually a hold from the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be now second down here in about 5 for Watertown as the hold was called against Wiebe of the Governors. Shotgun formation, they hit a quick snap here. Hudson gets the handoff. He will get to around the 20, it's going to be the 34-yard line. He's got to get to the 36, so it's going to be 3rd down and 2, a gain of 3 for Hudson. And it's a big 3rd down here for the Watertown Arrows, and for this Pierre defense trying to, again, get another stop here would be a big one here for the Governors to try and force Watertown to punt the ball away again.
And again, I'm impressed with the running of Juven Hudson. He actually got hit right at about the line of scrimmage, but was able to spin out of the initial contact and fall forward for a gain of 3 and got the Arrows into a 3rd and 2 situation.
3rd and 2 from the 34. 4:30 to go. Governors lead at 28-9. A quick pass, screen pass. The catch is made out on the flat on the far side and getting hit out of bounds enough for a first down, as that was going to be Colin Dingser. And Dingser will get to the 37-yard line, a gain of 3 and enough for a first down.
Yeah, Jacob Mayer on the tackle was able to push Dingser out of bounds, but not before he was able to get past the sticks. Just a one-on-one kind of situation out on the far side, and just a quick hitch route from Norberg to Dingser, and then it's just up to Dingser to try to get the first down.
4:27 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Governors lead at 28-9 over Watertown. Norberg steps up in the pocket, but he is going to be sacked as unable to get away from number 77. That is going to be Brady Getz in the backfield, who was on the ground, and he was able then to just hold on to Norberg and get him for a loss. Another sack of Norberg.
Yeah, we don't see a lot of Brady Getz on the defensive side of the ball, but a huge play right there results in a loss of about 5 for the Arrows, and so kudos to Brady Getz. Usually we call his number as he's out in front or protecting Lincoln Keenholz's blind side on the offensive line.
Norberg again looking to pass. Boy, he is moving around, dancing around, and then an incomplete pass. Deegan Huska got there before maybe the ball got to their intended receiver, and he is down, as that is for Reese Stark. And Casey Michelson will quickly get over to Stark, who might have landed on the foot of Deegan Huska, but it will be 3rd down here for Watertown and 3rd and 15, and we'll see if Stark immediately grabbed onto his ankle, and he is kicking his left foot. The right ankle seems to be, or the right knee leg seems to be the problem, and Stark has been kicking his left leg up and down. So not a good look here for Reese Stark. But hopefully he's okay and be able to return to this game.
Yeah, and the way he reacted, he immediately went down, and like you said, John, went immediately and started to hold on to the ankle. He looks to be in some level of pain, and they're gonna help him off the field. Coach Hodorf for Watertown, along with the Watertown trainer, are assisting him off the field. He looks like he's able to put some amount of weight on that right leg, but that unfortunately may be the last we see of Reese Stark for at least some period of time.
3:44 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. It's 28-9. The Governors lead by 19 over the Watertown Arrows. It'll be 3rd down and 15 from the 32 here for Watertown. They've got to get out to the 47-yard line, still in their own territory. Down by 19 here late in the 3rd quarter. 2 receivers to the near side, as well as the far side here for Watertown. Man goes in motion. They'll go play action. A quick screen pass, and it's read perfectly as the Governors will get to him first in the backfield. It'll be a loss as Jaden Wiebe got to him in the backfield. Wiebe read that play perfectly, and it'll be a loss for Watertown all the way back to the 28-yard line. A loss of 4, and it's 4th down and 19, and Watertown will have to punt the ball away again.
Yeah, the pass goes to Cole Holden, and he was stacked up behind a good share of the Watertown offensive line. But again, Jaden Wiebe has Cole Holden all over the field and just made a nice play coming through and breaking through that front line of the Watertown offensive line to put Cole Holden on the ground and force the Arrows to punt here with 3:02 to go in the 3rd quarter.
And Holden does get the punt away. It's almost blocked by the Governors, but it will go out of bounds at around the 40-yard line, and where Pierre will start in their own territory in good field position here as we get late in the 3rd quarter. The Governors lead at 28-9 over the Watertown Arrows. And an opportunity here for Pierre to, I wouldn't say seal it quite yet, but they can do a really put Watertown back as far back as they possibly can be here if the Governors are able to score another time as they lead at 28-9 with 3:02 left. Man goes in motion as Keenholz will look to pass. He's looking downfield, throws. The catch is going to be made by Kaiser. He is hit as he gets out of bounds. He is hit hard as Kaiser, and it'll be a gain of about 7. And Kaiser is slow to get up, but he is able to get up and slowly move his way back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and he got tackled out on his way out of bounds by Colin Dingser, and Dingser kind of put his shoulder right into Kaiser's hip, and Kaiser kind of fell awkwardly as he went out of bounds, and thankfully he was able to get up and looks like he's able to continue on in this drive for the Governors.
To receiver's far side, a handoff for Trey Lewis. He is met at the line of scrimmage, and he might have fallen forward for a gain of 1. He does fall forward to the 48-yard line. It's now 3rd down and 2 from the Governor 48-yard line with 2:40 to go here in the third quarter. The Governors leading 28-9. Again, the win for the Governors. They move to the state semifinal. They'll play the winner of Brookings and Aberdeen Central. Aberdeen Central, the last time we checked, was leading by 7. If that score holds up, we'll play here in Pierre next Friday. It is 35-28 at the end of the third quarter. Aberdeen leading Brookings. If that score holds up, Pierre will play at home next Friday against Aberdeen Central. If Brookings is able to come back in that fourth quarter and get the win, we'll have to travel to Brookings for the state semifinal. Keenels throw here, quick hitter, catch is made by Jack Merkwan in the 40-yard line. He'll get to around the 38 inside Watertown territory, and the Governors have another first down.
And that was just a nice route by Jack Merkwan as he's able to go one-on-one with Colin Dingser here on the near side. He kind of ran Dingser off, and then just kind of a back shoulder throw from Keenholz had Merkwan coming back for the ball. But a nice pickup for the Governors, and they're moving the sticks. First down and 10 here from the Watertown 38. 152 to go. Governors up 28-9 here in the third quarter.
Two receivers on the far side. Pistol formation here with Trey Lewis in the backfield. A handoff for Lewis. He'll cut it back. He gets inside the tackles, and Lewis will get a couple to around the 36-yard line, a gain of 2. He's got 20 yards now on the ground. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 from the 36-yard line.
And the Governors are doing a really nice job in terms of blocking and kind of neutralizing that linebacking core of the Watertown Arrows. 3 weeks ago, we called Ben Altoff's name a lot, and he's their leading tackler, 139 tackles on the year. He's got more than twice more than the second leading tackler, almost 3 times as many tackles as the second leading tackler on this Arrow defense.
2nd and 8. Keenol's looking downfield again for Merkwan. Try and dive for it and just can't make the catch. A lot of hand battling down the near sideline, and Merkwan just couldn't quite come away with it. He would have been in the end zone if he would have made the catch. And it's now 3rd down and 8 from the now Watertown 36-yard line with 57 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Governors still lead it by 19, 28-9.
And that's one thing that Jack Merkwan does really well is when he runs a route, he's actually fairly physical with the defender, and he's able to create some separation with the defensive back, and that's what he was able to do that time. Unfortunately, just not able to come up with the completion.
Keenol's throws far side. The catch is going to be made. The forward progress was hit at the sticks. Merkwan made the catch, but then he got pushed back, and he will be stopped at the 30-yard line, a gain of 6, and it's going to be now 4th down and 2 with 38 seconds to go and counting.
Yeah, and that's one of those plays where I think actually where Merkwan made the initial catch, he was either at or past the first down stick, but actually the route kind of took him back along with the hit from the Arrow defender, and by the time he was put down on the ground, it actually resulted in the upcoming play being 4th and 2 for the Governors, and I think they're just going to sit in the huddle as we're now under 10 seconds to go here in the third quarter. They're in no hurry to get a play off.
Yeah, the play clock was above the game clock. So we head to the fourth quarter. The Governors lead at 28-9 over the Watertown Arrows. 12 minutes separate the Governors from another state semifinal appearance. They lead at 28-9 over Watertown. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Sioux Nation in Fort Pierre is a proud supporter of area athletes and their fans. Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows it takes hard work to achieve success in sports and the support of great people. That's why Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre is the place for all of your feed, seed, animal health, and grilling needs. They work hard for their community and are thankful for the support of their great customers. Visit Sioux Nation in Fort Pierre, 504 Deadwood Street. Sioux Nation supports area athletes. Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next to or used. Shop for it all online, anywhere you are. As the right vehicle for you. Land Motor in Oneida and online, landmotor.com.
As we get set for the fourth quarter, the Governors lead at 28-9 over the Watertown Arrows. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean.
Here are the latest scores we have from playoff night, Thursday night football in South Dakota. In Yankton, the Bucks lead the Colonels, the Mitchell Colonels, 42-21 late in the fourth quarter. Aberdeen continues to hang on to that 7-point lead. 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Aberdeen now leads Brookings 35-28.
And again, if that score holds up, the Governors, if these two scores hold up, the Governors will host Aberdeen Central next Friday here at Hollister Field. If Brookings is able to come back and get the win, then it will be the Governors going to the Bobcats at SDSU next Friday. Three receivers on the far side, 4th and 2 to open up the third quarter. The Governors have the ball in the lead. Keenholz, play action. He'll look to pass. He's going to be tackled from behind, and Watertown will get one of a big defensive stop here. And Watertown will have an opportunity as coming in for the sack will be Austin Johnson. And Watertown will get that stop that they need right now here because they are in a desperate need to score a lot of points here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, nice play by Austin Johnson, the outside linebacker on the far side of the formation. The sophomore, 6'1", 175-pounder, was able to just come around the outside. Keenholz had a little bit of time, like John said. He took a step forward, tried to fake the quarterback sneak, but then stepped back, didn't have an open receiver right away, and then tried to run for it, and Johnson makes a nice play from the backside, able to get Keenholz on the ground and force the Governors to give the ball up on downs.
Man goes in motion here, 1st and 10 for the 34-yard line. Norberg looking to pass. He'll roll to his left. Now he's going to roll to his right. He's looking to pass, throws short waves, and it's going to be intercepted. Jaden Wavy comes away with an interception. The Governors get the ball right back with 11:47 to go here in the fourth quarter.
And that play is all on Jaden Wavy because he and Cole Holden were locked up one-on-one here on the near side, and that was initially where Drew Norberg looked initially because he wanted to get the ball to Holden on some kind of either a hitch route or a stop-and-go, maybe a go route, but actually Holden fell down on the near side, and that really disrupted the timing because then Holden had to go first to his left. Then Holden saw that Norberg was in trouble. He started to come back to the play. Norberg a little late in delivering the ball. Weeby makes the break, gets the interception. Governor ball inside of Arrow territory.
Keenholz will look to pass, going across the field again, looking for Zabel, and just couldn't quite make the catch as Zabel. Fans again yelling, looking for a call for pass interference. They're not going to get it, and it's 2nd down and 10. And it'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the 37. Again, Zabel now wearing number 83 instead of wearing the number 12 jersey that we've been accustomed to having him wear all season.
And that's that same play that Keenholz and Zabel hooked up on in the first half that went for 65 yards. The play where Keenholz rolls to his right and then throws back across the field to Zabel. And again, Zabel was open, but unfortunately, nice close by the Arrow defender and was able to break up the pass. A couple of quick score updates from playoff games around the region. Timber Lake at the end of 3 leads Lyman 18-12, and in 9B, Potter County has just scored and gone ahead of Hitchcock-Tulare 42-8 early in the fourth quarter.
2nd and 10 for the 37. A pitch for Lewis. A flag is in at around the line of scrimmage. Lewis will pick up a couple of yards, and it'll be now 3rd down, but we'll wait to see what the flag is. Gets finished his block on one of the Watertown Arrows, Mac Johnson. And we'll bring up, it'll probably be 2nd down and long here for the Governors. It's going to be a hold against Pierre. And because it came in right away. And it will be a hold on Christian Bush against Pierce, so it'll be 2nd down and long here for the Governors, all the way back to their own 49-yard line.
If you're with us on YouTube, you can understand the chuckle that I gave when John said that Brady Getz finished his block because he was literally on top of Mac Johnson, the Watertown Arrow linebacker, and just kind of. They just kind of stayed in that position for about 4 seconds after the play was over.
3 receivers far side, 2nd down and 22 from the Watertown 49-yard line. Merquan makes the catch here on the near side. He stays in bounds, and it'll be 3rd down here and all the way down the 39-yard line and gain of 10. So it's going to be 3rd down and 12 here for the Governors.
And that's just a nice play to get a chunk of yardage to get you back into a situation. This is with 11-12 to go here in the fourth quarter. The Governors up 28-9. This is likely potentially a four down territory. I mean, the Governors are up by 19, up by 3 scores, and so if the Governors are able to get back into this third down and long, maybe get it into 4th and manageable, or even get the first down, that's a nice play on that 2nd down pass.
3rd and 12 from the 39-yard line. Keenel steps up. He's got a lot of room to run to the 30, to the 25, 20, and to the 15, but there is a flag at the line of scrimmage as the only man that is sitting right there, and the Governors are going to call for a hold. As for Pierre, they have Kyle Albertson standing at the line of scrimmage, and didn't get the number on who it was, whether it was on Albertson or not, but the Governors will have to back it all the way up after Keenel's had a huge gain. But it will be now 3rd down and very, very long here for Pierre.
Ooh.
And then a flag will come on Coach Steele, who got too far up out off the sideline. It's not going to be a penalty against Pierre. It's a sideline warning on the Governors. So it's not going to tack on any more yards, but it will just be a warning to Coach Steele and the rest of the Pierre Governors. So now the referee will come in and talk with Coach Steele. So the flag came, it was like 2 stories high that the flag came flying for the referee, but it is not any extra yardage against the Governors.
Yeah, and again, that's just more of a message for Coach Steele, and now the head official and Coach Steele conferring on the sidelines, looking for an explanation of both the holding call and then the warning call afterwards. But a couple of the Governor assistant coaches, and they actually are going to. Are they marking off the holding call?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, marking off the holding call back to Governor territory at the 47-yard line. But yeah, the sideline. The next time a flag comes out here on the sideline, it will be a penalty and yards against the Governors. 10:42 to go here in the fourth quarter. 3rd and very, very long for the Pierre Governors. They got to get inside the Watertown 30-yard line, and they're sitting at their own 47-yard line. Keenel's will look to pass here on 3rd down to Merquan. The catch is made. He's going to be wrapped up. And then Coach Steele looking for another flag again, and out of bounds is Jack Merquan. And it'll bring up now 4th down here for the Governors.
And I think what Coach Steele is looking at here is either some kind of a targeting or late hit call because Merquan was wrapped up immediately by Ashton first in trouble, and actually his forward progress was stopped, and then I didn't catch the number of the second arrow defender that came in on the play, but immediately after the hit was made, and you could see Coach Steele immediately as he's talking to the official, he puts his fist up by his head. He was looking for some kind of a targeting call on the second arrow defender, but the official didn't see it the same way.
So now here is Lincoln Keenels to punt the ball away after a 9-yard gain. It's a good punt from Keenels. It was touched by the arrow, so they have to pick it up, and it will be a huge hit by Cade Kaiser, and the Governors have put in the Watertown Arrows back inside their own 10-yard line, and what a big punt there from Keenels, and a Ashton first in trouble who didn't get full possession of the ball. It'll be down to the 9-yard line. And Watertown's going to go 91 yards now with 10:14 to go, still down by 19. They've got to look for some big plays. Brookings, I think they're going for the extra point here to try and tie it up. 35-34 is their score right now between Aberdeen Central and Brookings. The Governors lead at 28-9 here over the Watertown Arrows.
And playoff game down in Yankton has gone final. Yankton has defeated Mitchell 42-21.
So T and Yankton will face off in the state semifinal next week, Friday in T. A 1 versus 4 matchup. We're trying to see if maybe we get the 2 versus 3 or the 3 versus 7 between the Governors and against their opponent. As Norberg will roll to his left, looking to pass. He'll throw near sideline. That's batted down, and it will fall incomplete. Dre Burns is there to bat the ball down. And Norberg now is 9 for 17 tonight with 183 yards passing, a touchdown and an interception. Watertown has not scored since their very first offensive play that tied the game up 7-7. It has been all Pierre Governors since then, other than a safety against the Governors.
And 183 yards passing. 74 came on the first play, offensive play from scrimmage for the Arrows. And so if you take those 74 yards away, he's only thrown for 109 yards tonight throughout the rest of the game. A big difference from 3 weeks ago.
Looking for a jet sweep over the far side, and the Governors again sniff it out, and this Governor defense has continued to come alive, and it's going to be third down here. And right around Chase Sarter got the tackle, and that's actually going to be a loss of 2 for the Watertown Arrows. I believe it was Dingser that got the handoff.
It's first in trouble.
First in trouble. And so his first run is not a good one for the Arrows. A loss of about 3, and it'll bring up third down and around 13 here from the 6-7 yard line. Norberg looking to pass, steps up in the pocket, rolling to his right, now throws, and it's going to go over the head, and it'll fall incomplete. Austin Foley was in coverage, and it'll bring up fourth down. First in trouble was the intended receiver, and Watertown from the right around the shadow of their own end zone will punt the ball away here with 9:29 to go in the fourth quarter.
And I think in just about any other position on the field, with Watertown being down 3 scores, the Governors leading 28-9, 9:29 to go in the fourth quarter. Any other position on the field, and it's probably 4-down territory for the Arrows, but backed up inside their own 10-yard line at the 7, they've really got no choice but to try to kick this ball away right here.
Yeah, from their own 7-yard line here, out in the back of the end zone. Holden will get it. See, he almost got blocked again. Wiebe will call for a fair catch. He'll make the catch. And then there's a couple of flags that will come in at the very end. 3 flags will come flying in. It was Cade Kaiser that was tangled up with one of the Watertown Arrow players, as that was going to be number 40.
No, it was number 9. It was Kaiser. It was Mayer that got tangled up. But I think First in Trouble actually pulled him down, and I think this is going to be either an unsportsmanlike or some kind of a hold. Actually, looks like they're I gotta believe this is probably a penalty against the Arrows.
And we'll hear the call here to see what it is. Yeah, First in Trouble gets called for a face mask penalty, a 15-yard penalty from the end of the kick, which was at the 34-yard line to begin with. So the Governors are going to put themselves inside the red zone here.
And that's a frustration penalty. I mean, that's just a penalty where a young man just has been playing hard all night long, just kind of lets his emotions get away from him a little bit, and unfortunately, the Arrow football team is gonna pay the price of that face mask penalty, and the Governors are gonna start this drive in the Watertown red zone at the 19-yard line.
9:24 to go here in the fourth quarter, 28-9, the Governors lead. You're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. Lewis goes in motion. Keenels will look to pass here as he takes the snap, throws over the middle, and it's going to go off it was tipped at first, and then maybe a hit before the ball got there, but it's because it was tipped, there is no pass interference, and it'll fall incomplete. As I believe the Governors were looking to go to Jack Merkwan on that throw, and it's second down and 10 for the 19.
Yeah, and Merkwan coming from the far side on the outside with the post route right over the middle, but Ben Althoff, first time we've called his name tonight, I think on the defensive side, was able to drop back into coverage and got a hand on that ball and just redirected the ball away from Merkwan, and so if he doesn't get a hand on that ball, Merkwan likely makes the catch inside the 5-yard line.
Second and 10 from the 19-yard line with 9:18 to go here in the fourth quarter. Lewis gets the handoff. He'll cut it back in the middle of the field as Lewis will get a couple of yards. It'll bring up third down and manageable here for the Governors as he got to around the 14-yard line. Maybe gain a 5 there for Trey Lewis. So it's third down and 5 here for the Pierre Governors.
Aberdeen continues to lead Brookings by 1, 35-34 with 3 minutes to go, and Aberdeen has the ball.
Third and 5, 8:50 to go here in the fourth quarter. Governors lead at 28-9. Again, if that score holds up, Pierre will be back here at Hollister Field next Friday to take on the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. Keenel's trying to get the Watertown Arrows to jump. He's got everybody bunched at the line, 3 receivers on the far side. Kaiser, the lone receiver here on the near side. And it'll be Coach Steve Steele that will take a timeout, his first of the second half, with 8:32 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Again, Aberdeen Central, the 7 seed, trying to upset the number 2 seed Brookings Bobcats. Game right now at Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium. That obviously, we'll try and keep you updated here as we go along. But that would be huge in a game that, and Aberdeen's a tough team. Not going to say just because they upset Brookings that means the Governors have a cakewalk to the championship. That obviously means Aberdeen Central's playing some pretty good football tonight to beat Brookings. But a game that maybe Brookings is overlooking their opponent here tonight, and what we thought might actually happen.
Well, and 2 weeks ago, the Governors go up to Aberdeen, go up 32-0 on the Golden Eagles, and then Aberdeen comes storming back and actually gets within 10 points in the second half before the Governors score a late touchdown and end up winning that game 52-35. So Aberdeen, even though there's a 7 seed, a 3-win ball club, like you said, John, they're a very dangerous ball club. Sam Rolfe's probably one of the best athletes, not just in 11AA football. He's one of the best athletes in all of South Dakota, regardless of the sport that he's playing. He's a very good basketball player. He's going to go to SDSU to run track next year.
So here is 3rd and 5 from the 15-yard line. A sweep here for the Governors. Lewis gets the handoff. He's going to cut it back. He's going to get a first down. He's hit, but he goes forward as he's hit inside the 10-yard line, all the way down the 6. A gain of 9 for the Pierre Governors, and they have a first down.
And I think that goes down as a forward pass because it was actually a flip forward for Lewis, so it'll actually be a completed pass from Keenholz to Lewis, even though it's kind of a jet sweep motion where Lewis is coming across the formation, but he got to the edge and then kind of cut it back, was hit by an arrow, and actually fell forward about 3 yards.
Low snap, and Keenholz will have to dive on top of it here, and it'll bring up 2nd down and goal, and it'll be at the 10-yard line. A loss of 4 for Keenholz, who just had to fall on top of it here to keep that drive going here for the Governors with under 8 to go, and it is 7:50 left to go here in the fourth quarter, 28-9. Well, Aberdeen Central still got the ball with 1 minute to go in the fourth quarter. Looks like we might be having ourselves an upset in 11AA. And the 2 seed might be going down. It'll be the first time that Pierre and Brookings won't meet in the playoffs in, I don't know, probably like
since 2018?
Might be 2000. Yeah. It's going to be a long time since the Governors have not met the Brookings Bobcats. They've been in the state championship the last couple of years. 7:25 to go. Keenholz taking that clock all the way down. He's going to look to pass. He'll throw to the back of the end zone. It's tipped in a diving play, but it's going to fall incomplete. Brecken Kruger tried to have that tip drill, but it will fall incomplete, and it's now 3rd and goal from the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Keenholz looking for Jet Zabel in the back of the end zone. He had been Eltoff step for step in coverage from the Arrows, and then Mac Johnson also back in coverage for the Arrows. The ball went up in the air, and Brecken Kruger was right in the neighborhood, and if he's about 2 feet closer to the back line, he might have been able to come down with that tip ball.
3rd and goal from the 10-yard line. A throw to the corner of the end zone, and Merquan can't make the catch, and it will fall incomplete, and it's now 4th and goal from the 10-yard line. And we'll see if Cole Peterson will come out and try a field goal here for the Governors. He is moving his way out there to try and give the Governors a 22-point lead with 7:16 left to go here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Merquan on a hitch route and just kind of a back shoulder throw to the near pylon, and unfortunately just Keenholz missed him wide to the left, and so that brings Cole Peterson on to try this field goal to try to make it a 31-9 game.
Yeah, 26-yard field goal for Cole Peterson. The kick is up, and it is good. The Governors, they lead it now 31-9. Aberdeen Central scores to make it 41-34, and they are going to advance to the there's still that kickoff, and unless they go for 2 to go up by 9, but they're up by 7 right now, so they're still the game's not over quite yet. But Pierre now leads at 31-9 with 7:13 left to go here in the fourth quarter. We step aside for 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
It was a 6-play drive that ended with a 26-yard field goal from Cole Peterson. The Governors now lead at 31-9 over the Watertown Arrows as they look to be advancing to the second round, the state semifinals, as they will await the winner of Aberdeen Central and Brookings, who looks like it could potentially be Aberdeen Central that will get the upset over the Brookings Bobcats. A low kick here from Peterson is bobbled by the Arrows and out from the 25 to the 30 and to the 30, around the 35-yard line, but there is a flag that is down, I believe, on the far side of the field.
No, I was pointing. I thought there was a Governor that was down. I don't know that is there a flag. I didn't.
Okay, well, when you were pointing,
I pointed, yeah, I was pointing at the injured player. What I thought was the injured player, it was Trey Lewis, and then he was a little slow to get up, and then he sprints off the field. So I don't think he's hurt.
No flag, no injuries. Everybody's good, and it would be 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line for the Watertown Arrows here with 7:08 to play in the fourth quarter. Governors lead at 31-9 over Watertown. Much different than what we saw the first time these two teams played when it was 52-42. He'll be rolling to his right as Norberg. He's going to try and escape, trying to get a sack. He's just going to throw it away. And a catch by Samnas here on the near sideline. And it'll bring up second down. And then he throws it back to the referee and throws it short. And it will bring up second down and 10 from the 31-yard line.
Yeah, and Norberg rolling to his right after he got flushed out of the pocket, and he had Josh Rydberg right in his hip pocket, chasing him from the Governor defensive line, and that was just a ball that he threw to get rid of. Cole Holden was kind of in the area enough to avoid the grounding penalty.
So Norberg looking to pass here on second down. He'll float it up, looking for Hudson, and it'll fall incomplete. So there's a couple of guys that had a hold of each other between Foley and Hudson, and it falls incomplete, and it's now 3rd down and 10 from the 31-yard line.
Yeah, and that was a play where Hudson just kind of comes out of the backfield, and he just goes right down the hash mark and kind of got hooked up with one of the Governor defenders and a ball that was just a little bit underthrown. First time we've seen Hudson out on that kind of a pattern tonight for the Arrows.
So 3rd and 10 from the 31-yard line. Watertown trying to find some kind of life here, down by 22 as Norberg will throw over the middle. It's going to be low, and it will be intercepted by Deegan Huska. Huska comes away with another pick of Norberg, and the Governors, with 6:45 to go, will have the ball inside Watertown territory at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, and a ball that was just kind of underthrown by Norberg as he's trying to roll to his right, and a nice play by Deegan Huska to go low, come in front of the Arrow receiver, and actually just pick that ball off the ground and then roll over and show the officiating crew that he got his hands underneath the ball, he's got the ball, and the Governors have the interception. They're going to be in business at the Watertown 46-yard line.
They lead it by 22, 31-9 with 6:45 left to go here in the ball game. Pierre has an opportunity to try and close this one out, as all they have to do is continue to run the football, keep the clock moving here. And two guys in the backfield. Keenels will hand it off and up to the 40-yard line, a gain of one. As Kaiser will get his first run of the season, and it will be a gain of one for Kaiser.
Update from Bennett, Dean, and Brookings. Aberdeen leads by 8, 42-34, with 1:43 left to go in that game at Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium.
6:17 to go and counting here in the fourth quarter. The Governors lead it 31-9 over Watertown. Again, if that score holds up, and the only thing Brookings can do right now is try and force overtime. If that score holds up, Pierre will host Aberdeen Central next Friday here at Hollister Field in the state semifinal. So the road still could go through Hollister Field to get to the state championship. As it will be a handoff, and in the backfield, a loss for the Governors. And that defensive line for Watertown came sprinting right through to get to Trey Lewis, as I believe Mac Young was the first one to get to him. Or maybe it's actually Austin Johnson that got to him first, and a loss of a couple. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 12, a loss of 3 for Lewis.
Yeah, and the Governors right now more concerned about staying in bounds and making sure the clock continues to run as they're up 31-9 here with under 5.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
31-9 is their score. 3rd and 12 from the 48-yard line. Two receivers to the far side. Keenholz will look to pass here on 3rd down. He'll throw downfield looking for Merquan to the sideline. He might have been nudged out of bounds. It's going to be incomplete. I don't think he came away with the catch anyway, but it will be 4th down now, and the clock is stopped. So the Governors will have to punt the ball away here from around the Watertown 48-yard line.
Yeah, and again, the Governors are looking to maybe put the last dagger, the last nail in the arrow coffin as they took a shot downfield to try to get the ball to Merquan. The ball just sailed a little bit, carried Merquan out of bounds, and Keenholz is gonna be back in punt formation.
And the Governors are trying to get one extra guy on. Now they bring 2 more guys on, and now they get another guy back off. They still got some time on the play clock. It hasn't even reached 5 yet. Keenholz will look to punt the ball away. He does, and it'll be a good punt all the way out to the 10-yard line where Ashton First in Trouble will take it. It'll get around close to the 20-yard line, but the Governors, again, another good punt and another, they don't really flip the field, but they do a good job of pinning Aberdeen back in their own territory.
And you can just kind of tell when Keenholz kicks that ball that he's really not trying to muscle that ball. I mean, he's trying to put a little English on it and trying to drop it inside the 20-yard line, and that's exactly what he did. First in Trouble took the ball, received the punt down inside the 15, was able to cut to his left, got about 5 yards on the return. But the Arrows find themselves deep in a hole down inside their own 20-yard line. 5 minutes to go, and they're down 31-9 here in the 4th quarter.
A handoff for the Watertown Arrows as Hudson will get the handoff. He'll get to around the 25-yard line, maybe the 26-yard line. A gain of about 7 for the Watertown Arrows, and maybe just trying to get something moving early in this drive, and the Governors are probably playing more pass protect than run, trying to stop the run right now. A gain of 7 or 8 to the 26, 27-yard line. Norberg will look to pass here on 2nd down. He'll scramble to his right, still rolling to his right, still looking to try and find a way to get to the 1st down. He does. He gets out of bounds outside the 30-yard line. A gain of about 5 to the 32-yard line. They're actually going to spot him at the 31, so a gain of 5 for Drew Norberg.
A couple of other scores from around the area. Lyman and Timberlake are now tied with less than a minute to go in the 4th quarter. They're tied at 18. Potter County all over Hitchcock-Tulare, 48-8. That game also very late in the 4th quarter.
So here is Norberg again looking to pass. Throws over the top of the intended receiver of Dingser, and it falls incomplete, and it's 2nd down and 10 from the 31-yard line.
Clock very much a friend of the black and green right now. 4:24 to go here in the 4th quarter. The Governors just doing everything they can to if Watertown is going to run the ball or complete a pass, you want to try to tackle the Arrow ball carrier in the field of play, and at the very least force Watertown to burn a timeout.
7 straight incompletions from Norberg. 2 of those were interceptions for the Pierre Governors in those last 7 straight incompletions from Drew Norberg. 4:20 to go in the 4th quarter. Norberg scrambling to his right again. He avoids 1 sack, and then he's going to be shoved out of bounds by Deegan Huska as Norberg will get to around the 35-yard line. A pickup of about 4 to the 35.
Score update, Aberdeen has defeated Brookings 42-34, thanks to Bennett Dean for that score update. But again, Governors lead 31-9, 4:16 to go here in the 4th quarter. It very much looks like we're going to be back here next Friday night in front of the home crowd here at Hollister Field.
Norberg will look to pass. Is almost intercepted by Jake Mayer. He got a hand on it, nearly intercepted it, and it falls incomplete. Now 4th down and 6, and Watertown's season is hanging on by a thread right now as they're going to have to go for it on 4th and 6 from their own 35-yard line with 4:12 to go. If they don't pick this up, it's almost game over as it is. But the Pierre Governors, the number 3 seed, will get a chance to host another playoff game. Aberdeen Central will be coming to town. They're going somewhere next week, is whether going to be Watertown or Pierre. And right now it looks like it's going to be Pierre because Aberdeen Central upsetting Brookings 42-34 tonight. Norberg looking to pass here on 4th down. He's going to get out of bounds, and it will be a turnover on downs. And a good play there by the Governors. Josh Strain was the one that shoved him out of bounds and did a good job of getting to him before he got out of bounds. Otherwise, it would have been a late hit penalty and would have kept the drive alive. Instead, now the Watertown Arrows turn the ball over. A loss of about 4 from Norberg, and Pierre will take over with 4:05 to go here in the fourth quarter.
And big credit to Jaden Floor on that play, because he was the lineman who actually flushed Norberg out of the pocket, and a lot of credit to the Governor's secondary. That was actually more of a coverage sack than anything else, because Norberg never had time to find a receiver. Floor able to flush Norberg out of the pocket, and it's just certainly not been the kind of night that I think Drew Norberg was expecting to have.
First and 10 for the 29. A handoff up the middle, and it will be a pickup of a couple here for the Governors, and a timeout taken by Aberdeen as Cole Peterson got the handoff. He'll get to the 25-yard line, a gain of 4 for Peterson.
And now Arrows have taken timeout, so they have 2 timeouts left, I believe. Correct?
Yeah, 2 timeouts left, yep. With 3:59 left to go here in the fourth quarter. We step aside for 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
It takes hard work to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than just sports. It also goes for your financial goals. You work hard for your money. You deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. Your local Edward Jones financial advisor can help. If your investments aren't getting you closer to the win, visit edwardjones.com or stop by your local Pierre area Edward Jones office for a financial review. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
So as it will be a second down and 6 here for the Pierre Governors. And Coach Nathan Noss trying to give me a call right now. He's called me from the sideline. I don't think I've ever had that happen before, where a coach is trying to call me from the sideline. But I think he was trying to tell me that Brookings ended up losing the game. But it's second and 6 for the 25, as Pierre will have an opportunity. 3:59 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Second and 6, as a handoff in the backfield. The Governors will be using Brock Mosier in the backfield, and Mosier will pick up a couple. Mosier actually got that first down run. And it'll be third down and manageable here for the Governors as they get to around the 22-yard line, a gain of 3 for Brock Mosier.
And we got another timeout as Watertown has now burned their second timeout of the night.
So it will be third down and 4 for the Governors with 3:52 to go here in the fourth quarter. Back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
It is time to control noxious weeds. Do you have a control plan in place? If not, contact your local weed and pest supervisor to help you set up a plan. Effort now will save you time and money in the future. This is Paul Johnson, South Dakota State University Extension Weed Science Coordinator, asking for your support to get this statewide noxious weed problem under control.
As we welcome you back here at the Governors, third and 4 coming out of the timeout. Just one timeout left to go for Watertown with 3:52 left to go in the ball game. If Watertown wants to have any shot, they have to get a stop here on this third down run, or third down play here from the Governors. Third and about 4 from the 23-yard line. Keenel's have an empty backfield. Looked like it might be a design run. Instead, he's going to roll out to his right. He's going to look to pass, throws across his body, looking for the end zone. A jump ball. The catch is made for a touchdown, and the Governors are going to go up 37-9 as Brecken Kruger makes the catch. A 23-yard touchdown from Lincoln Keenel's to cousin Brecken Kruger, and the Governors lead it 37-9 here with 3:45 to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, just that designed rollout where Keenholz is able to go to his right, buy a little time, and then he kind of threw up a little bit of a 50-50 ball, but a really nice catch from Brecken Kruger. Goes up, high points the ball, comes down with it. He was in pretty good coverage with the Watertown defender, but goes up, gets the ball, crosses the goal line. The Governors are now up 38-9 with 3:45 to go. And if Don Meredith were here, he'd probably be singing.
And there is a flag after the extra point, and it could be. This is the one thing, and it will be against Watertown. And you know, you don't like to see it, but you also can't. Well, I think they're going to say it's on both teams. But that's the biggest thing is that you hate to see it, but you also don't blame Watertown into the frustration here. It's 38-9 now with 3:45 3:45 to go. And Watertown was coming in here. They weren't expecting to be down by 29 points right now with 3:45 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Pierre is taking control of this ball game and has given the Governors now another opportunity to then be hosting Aberdeen Central next Friday.
Yeah, and so the Governors have done really all that they wanted to do tonight, and give a huge credit to the defense. I mean, they really have taken away virtually all of the weapons, and I think give a huge credit to Jaden Wiebe. I mean, he I think really put it upon himself to try to do everything he could to take Cole Holden out of this ball game, and for the most part he's really done that, because if you take away that 74-yard touchdown catch on the first offensive play that Watertown had, Cole Holden has been held to 19 yards on 3 catches. A huge change from just 3 weeks ago.
So at 3:45 to go here in the fourth quarter, the Governors lead it 38-9 over Watertown. A short kick again from Cole Peterson. It'll take a couple of hops, and it'll be fielded. A nice spin move on the far side, and a big hit by the Governors, and it'll be out to around the 24-yard line or so. And that's where Watertown will take possession with 3:41 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Sparks had the kick return for the Watertown Arrows. So again, Aberdeen Central has won 42-34 over the Brookings Bobcats. So the 7th seed upsets the 2 seed, which gives the Pierre Governors now a home field next Friday, as long as they're able to hold off another 3:41 of Watertown up by 29 points. Pierre will be hosting Aberdeen Central next Friday here at Hollister Field, and the final time that will be at Hollister Field guaranteed as the state championship, of course, at the Dakota Dome that following Friday on November 12th. Handoff up the middle for Watertown. Again, they have no timeouts left. Hudson will get the carry at about to the 30-yard line. A gain of 6 for Hudson.
And just again, I really like Juven Hudson as a running back. I mean, he's not the biggest young man. He checks in at about 5'10", 175. But good speed. He runs hard for only being a sophomore, and like I said, I think that's a young man that is probably going to give defensive coordinators across 11AA a lot of fits in the next couple of years.
As that'll be a false start penalty against the Watertown Arrows. They'll back them up 5 yards, bring up 2nd down and 9, as the Governors will have trying to stop this Watertown team.
Watertown has a new quarterback in Norberg, has taken a seat for the night. Evan Hamry, the 6'4", 200-pound senior, has now come on to run out the last 3 minutes of the game for the Watertown Arrows.
2nd down and 9 here for the Watertown Arrows with 2:55 left to go. A handoff and trying to jump over one of the Pierre Governors, as I believe it's not actually Hudson that's in the backfield. It is going to be still Hudson. Yeah, Juven Hudson will still get the handoff, as he'll get a gain of 1 to the 26, and it's 3rd down and 8.
And you hate to say it, but it looks like Watertown has kind of started to throw, kind of raise the white flag. Looks like a lot of second team offenses in for the purple and white right now.
Hamry throws. The catch is going to be made in front of Jaden Wiebe. He was looking for that second interception, but the catch is made on the near side, going at the near hash mark, and it'll be 1st down here for Watertown, as Hamry was able to make that completion to number 33, and I don't have a number 33 on my roster here, but Hamry does get the play, as it's Dalton Baumberger that gets the catch for a gain of about 11. And so a handoff here for Hudson again. He's hit by Gavin Stotts after he was tripped up, and it'll bring up 2nd down here with under 2 minutes to go. So Hudson pickup of a couple, and it's going to be 2nd down. The Governors, again, they're able to extend their season another week to another state semifinal. This is an opportunity for Pierre to go 5 straight state championships and only 1 more game to get to that Dakota Dome and get to at least their 5th straight state championship game. A gain of 6 for Hudson. A quick throw. That catch is made by Baumberger again, and the ball comes out. The Governors recover it. believe it's Deegan Huska that knocked the ball free, and he actually has the ball. So Deegan Huska strips the ball away and recovers a fumble, and the Governors will have 1st and 10 inside Watertown territory at the 38, and that will be a couple of knees, and the Governors will take over and will win this ball game 38-9.
Yeah, and the Governors will go into victory formation here with 1:18 to go in the fourth quarter, up 38-9. And I tell you what, this is a little bit of redemption for this black and green squad after last week. They just kind of played kind of tight. I think a week ago, talking to the coaching staff down on the field before the game, they said that this was a very locked-in team all week long in practice. A lot of focus both during the week. That focus carried over tonight into the locker room, into the pregame, and the Governors have shown the results as if you take off that 74-yard touchdown pass on the first offensive play of the game, the Governor defense did not give up a point the rest of the game. The only other points that Watertown got was the safety in the second quarter.
And the Governors will roll their way to a 38-9 win here over the Watertown Arrows. Wait for that play clock to go under 40. I don't think they actually can get to that point. So Keno's will have to take one more snap, I believe. But the Governors will win this one, advance to the state semifinal, and will host Aberdeen Central next Friday in the 3 versus 7 matchup. As the T area will host Yankton, but the Governors will be hosting Aberdeen Central. One more knee from Lincoln Keno's, and the Governors, it took them a 10-point win against Watertown in Week 7, left no doubt tonight, 38-9 in the first round of the playoffs. The Pierre Governors beat the Watertown Arrows. Back in 3 minutes with the post-game show. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
When a disaster damages your home or business, you need immediate support from experts you can count on. ServiceMaster is there for your burst and leaking pipes, basement flooding, drying and dehumidification, roof leaks and failures, carpet and upholstery. We know your situation is unique. That's why we give every type of damage in every building the individual attention of certified experts who have the real-world experience to come up with the best solution. No type of damage is too big or too small for us to handle. We're standing by 24/7. Call ServiceMaster 844-902-2938.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your healthcare is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner. They will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Let Country Carpet and Flooring help you update your home or office with the latest fashion trends. With over 30 years of experience, we can help you find the right flooring or window treatments for your needs. Stop down to 414 East Sioux Avenue or call for an appointment at 224-9297 for your free consultation and estimate. Go Govs!
This fall, sip on a warm, soothing apple cider and bathe in the radiance of the changing colors before you smash that hot mug on the driveway and join First Dakota to bank some noise for fall sports. Stop for goal line stands, holler for a game-winning ace, and go berserk for a chip in from the rough. Let's give the home team all we've got. Bank some noise with us at First Dakota National Bank. Open a new account online today at firstdakota.com, member FDIC.
Faith Lutheran Church prays for God's blessings to all of our athletes and their families. We're proud of the commitment and dedication that you give to your team. We would love for you to join us and celebrate the successes that God gives to us on the field, in the classroom, and throughout our lives. You can worship with us at Faith Lutheran Church on Sundays at 8:30 and 11 a.m., on Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m., or you can watch online at faithluth.com/livestream.
As we welcome you back here, the Pierre Governors, they beat the Watertown Arrows 38-9. As we welcome you in the post-game show, John Winkler alongside Greg Dean. The Governors win it 38-9 over Watertown and will host Aberdeen Central after they picked up an upset over Brookings, 42-34. So Aberdeen Central will be coming into town here on Friday as the Governors will be hosting the Golden Eagles in the state semifinal. And Greg, this Governor team, I mentioned it right before we took the break that this Governor team had to take a 10-point win the first time that they played, but ended up leaving no doubt here in the second game of who the better team is.
Yeah, and this was really, I think, a huge credit to the Governor defense tonight. 3 weeks ago, Drew Norberg throws for 400 yards, 5 touchdowns. Tonight, the Governors held him to let me take a quick check here, 183 yards. He was just 9 of 23 on the night. He had, 2 interceptions?
Yep, 2 interceptions.
2 interceptions and just the 1 touchdown pass. Cole Holden torched the Governors from his receiving position for 4 touchdowns, almost 300 yards receiving. Tonight, the Governors held him really in check. I mean, just 4 catches on the night. The 74-yarder on the first offensive play from scrimmage for Watertown for the touchdown, but then after that it was 3 catches for just 19 yards on the night for Cole Holden. Huge credit to Jaden Wiebe. He had him locked up all night long, and so Jaden Wiebe is going to be one of our players of the game when he gets up here, and we're going to talk about the night that he had. But the Governors just really did a lot of good things defensively. That defensive line was really solid. The linebacking core was really active tonight, and so a huge credit to the Governor defense tonight.
Yeah, the Governors win 38-9, and more importantly, Greg, you look at the second half, 165 yards for Pierre in the second half. For the Watertown Arrows, they had just 48 yards in that second half, so the Governors' defense were able to hold down this Watertown Arrow team. We have our players of the game upcoming as we'll talk with all of them as Lincoln Keno's broke a couple of records here tonight. We'll see who we talk to first as we'll see. We're going to talk to the quarterback and the guy that broke a couple of records here tonight, and Lincoln Keno's, who we talked to last week. You're the only guy that we talked to last week, but this week, man, you guys didn't leave much down in this ball game against Watertown tonight.
No, we didn't. I think we left it all out there, and I think I guess both sides of the ball played hard. I mean, it took a little while for our run game to get going, but once we got that figured out, we kept getting at least 5 yards per carry. So I'm just excited that we got that part into it, and then also our rollout pass game was there a lot. So that really opened up a lot of open routes and successes for us. So
you really did. I mean, let's talk about that rollout game that you had tonight. I mean, you were able to not only buy some time on that rollout, but your offensive line, when they roll with you, I mean, you really get a lot of time to kind of go through your progressions, and then if none of the progressions are there, you've got a lot of open running lanes from there, and so I think that was, that your offensive line tonight, and we've talked about it a number of different weeks when you've been up here, but I think your offensive line really did a nice job again tonight protecting you and giving you time to really have a good night offensively.
Yeah, for sure, especially on those rollouts. They gave me a lot of time to just go through my reads, and that helps a lot. I don't think that they know, or they don't know how much I really appreciate them for doing that. So I'm gonna have to treat them here soon.
I was gonna say the jersey looks pretty clean here.
Yeah.
You don't have a whole lot of grass stains on it. That's got to be helpful for the offense, or that's going to be a big part because of the offensive line.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they really help a lot. So I mean, without them, we can't do I can't break records. We can't score touchdowns. So without them, they're like the base of our offense. So yeah.
And again, just a real solid kind of a workmanlike performance offensively tonight. I mean, there's been better offensive nights, not only for you as a unit, but for you personally. But I think tonight was a night where you kind of, you correct me if I'm wrong, but you kind of went into the night kind of looking for a game plan where you kind of wanted to control the clock as much as you could, and you did put a little bit more of an emphasis on the running game tonight.
Yeah, that was our plan actually, to get our run game going, because with that it takes time off the clock, and I think we were just confident that we were going to be able to score, and then we just had to be able to run the ball, take the time off. So yeah, that was just part of our game plan.
Okay, so what's it feel like to now hold career record, single season record? You got another year to go for that career record, so you can really put some distance against. But Peyton Zabel obviously had the record, but put the distance between any other quarterback here in the future. But what's that personally? What's that feel like to you?
Feels good. I mean, it's just accomplishing, just because I've really grown the last year, I guess, since our last state championship, or that year, I guess. I think I've just grown personally, just being able to make reads better and making better decisions. And I mean, I think I've just been able to just see the field a little better, which helps with my pass game. So.
Okay, so let's talk about the comparison between last year and this year. How much has the game slowed down for you from, say, let's take tonight, going back to your first start last year at the beginning of the 2020 season? I mean, how much different is the game for you just over that span of, what would it be, about 22 games now?
It's slowed down a lot, really. I think I'm just more confident in the pocket, and I trust my line a lot. I mean, it's not like I didn't trust my line last year, but I just, as a sophomore, just going into a starting position with a pretty good team, I mean, it's just a little nerve-wracking, but I think I've really just stepped into my role, and I think I've just really just went from there. So
you get a home game against Aberdeen Central next Friday. You get a chance to play at home in the upset for Aberdeen Central, which means it's going to be tough. Just because they're the 7th seed doesn't mean it's a walkthrough in the state championship. But what's it mean to be able to play at home in the state semifinal?
It feels good. I mean, we were really going into this game thinking that if we won, then we'd have to head to Brookings, because I mean, Brookings is a pretty solid team overall. But I think that our crowd's going to be ready for Aberdeen. So I don't know. I think we just play hard. I don't know.
Yeah, congratulations on the win here tonight to advance to the state semifinal. That chance for a 5th state championship still alive, and we'll talk to you next Friday.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Lincoln Keenels, one of our players of the game here this evening. We pass things along here to now Jaden Wiebe, who had an interception, who had a big game defensively. Jaden, there's a lot of stats. Obviously you got the interception, but there's a lot of stats that you'll have here tonight, because you did a great job. Cole Holden, who had 4 touchdown grabs in the first game, had that first play from the line of scrimmage. They're able to score in the first play, but you really shut him down in that rest of that game. How'd that happen? How were you able to shut him down so much in that rest of the game?
Yeah, all week we worked on pressing and holding him, trying to mess up his route. So doing that, I think, really helped, and to slow him down on his route, so we could have more time and get the defensive line to the quarterback and force the quarterback to throw throws he doesn't want to throw.
Was that kind of the game plan, was to be more physical with him, especially right off the line tonight? Because I watched you a number of different times. I mean, you were right in his face at the line of scrimmage and really locked up with him right away when the ball was snapped.
Yeah, he's a great receiver, and if you give him space, he'll turn your hips multiple times. So getting him to stop on the line and hold him there as long as you can was our game plan for this game.
And they had their way the first time you guys played. They scored 42 points, but defensively, you guys were as good as it gets tonight. Again, after that first play, they had nothing offensively. I know that Coach Sean Lewis and the rest of you guys on defense love to try and shut everybody down, but how does that feel to be able to have a little bit of a revenge and shut down that good offense?
It feels awesome. Hard work, and I don't know, just paying attention to film and all that pays off, and feels good to come back a couple weeks later and show them that our defense really can shut them down.
Did you guys come in with a little bit of a chip on your shoulder after the loss last week to Brookings? Did that kind of maybe stick in your craw a little bit over the last week?
Yeah, that definitely made us work harder and realize that losing can be good and help us get better. So we took that to a next level. So this week we knew that if we lost, we were done, and we didn't want to do that, so we worked extra hard to win.
Another home game, one final home game, because there won't be a home game even if you win next week, but to be able to stay here in town and to get a chance to play against Aberdeen Central, how's that feel?
It feels awesome. The home crowd is great, and having their energy bounce off to us out on the field is awesome.
Well, congratulations on the win, and we'll see you next Friday back here at Hollister Field for the state semifinal.
Thank you.
Jaden Wiebe of the Pierre Governors, as now we pass things along to Deegan Huska, who had himself another good night. And the stats, Jaden Wiebe has some stats as well, but you have some stats as well. You're around the ball a lot. You forced a couple of turnovers there. This is a team that, again, when we saw this team a couple weeks ago, they were able to score 42 points, and this defense shut them down. From your perspective, how were you guys able to make that happen?
Well, we were really able to get locked 3 out of the game. That was their main probably game source there. We like to double team him there. Oops, sorry.
That's good.
Sorry. Yeah, we just tried to lock him out, and then we knew 16 was their motion guys, so we wanted to make sure we focused Mayer on him. Just like Lewis says, always do your job, focus on your job, and just lock in.
And you kind of play kind of a combination linebacker position because you not only play kind of in the middle of that linebacking crew, but then you also drop back into coverage. I mean, so you're kind of pulling double duty out there a lot of times. And there was a couple times, I mean, I saw you go down the middle of the field with Hudson, their running back, in a coverage situation. And so you kind of have some extra responsibility placed on your shoulders on the defensive side.
Yeah, when there's 2 people in the box, usually I'll be in the box, and if there's like doubles, I'll be in the out covering. Like I focus probably on the number 5. He was just opposite because 6 was the motion guy, I guess. But then we really had focus fully in Stotts on the run game first when there was single back. But yeah.
Well, we asked Jaden Wiebe about having a chip on your shoulder coming in this game, and you guys played like you had one. I know he said that you guys felt that way, but overall to be able to shut down a team like this and to start a playoffs, because you got to win 3 games to win that state championship, but to have a good start, does that mean a lot going into next Friday?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. After that Brookings game, we definitely woke up and realized that it's go time and that we need to get our crap in gear and that. So we were really focused this week, practiced really hard, had one of our best weeks in practice, and just really focused on watching film and making sure that we had everything locked down.
Well, what does it mean to you? I mean, you're a sophomore, and so sophomore, junior. Okay, sorry, my fault. But to continue to be a part of this tradition that the Governors, I mean, you're 1 game away from taking this team to a 5th straight state championship game, maybe putting a 5th trophy in the trophy case. I mean, how special is that to you? I mean, right now.
It's honestly really special, actually, because last year watching that team, I got to play a little bit. I got to play in the Douglas game last year, but being able to watch Josh Routs last year and watching him be able to play just set a really good role model, and just the expectations are always high for us, and just being able to make it there, hopefully, while we play Aberdeen. So.
Well, and you get the crowd here tonight on a Thursday night, but now you get a Friday game. How good is that crowd? How good is that student section for you guys?
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome when they get loud and you just get hyped, adrenaline rush. It's awesome.
Well, congratulations on the win. We'll see you next Friday against Aberdeen Central here at home.
Yep, thank you very much.
Deegan Huska, as the Governors again win here tonight, 38-9, as we talk to our final player of the game, and then we'll talk with Coach Steve Steele. But we bring in Josh Strand, who creates a lot of havoc in the backfield. Had a couple of big tackles in the backfield again here tonight. But Josh, I know that's not exactly your role, but it feels like it. From up here, it looks like your role is just get in the backfield, cause a lot of havoc, and you really force every quarterback and running back to feel uncomfortable back there, don't you?
Oh, yeah, it's creating that pressure really makes that quarterback really guesses receivers, forces receivers to really run their route solid. And if our cornerbacks do their job, then we can really sack that quarterback in the backfield and they can take a loss.
So you're kind of I don't want to necessarily paint you in a specific role, but you're kind of almost the designated edge rusher. I mean, you come flying in on that angle off the edge, and really, like John said, really create a lot of havoc. So when you're on that blitz package and you got nobody in front of you except the quarterback, I mean, what's going through your mind? I mean, how big do your eyes get at that point?
Oh, my eyes get pretty big. I'm not gonna lie. I see nobody's gonna go. I say, all right, let's see how fast I can go. much hurt I can put on this quarterback. And I mean, once I get going, I really feel the pressure of if I miss this tackle, then there's nobody outside of me. So I really feel the pressure, but once I breathe and I realize that it's just the quarterback, there's no linemen's in my way, I really get going, and I feel great when I tackle him.
Well, and the Norberg had such a good game against you guys in that first game, and he really, as soon as he took a snap, it wasn't really a rollout for him. It was almost like he was almost starting to run for his life as soon as the snap was had. How goes that defensive line to maybe create a little bit extra for you to have that open lanes to make some tackles tonight?
Oh, our defensive line was something else tonight. They really pulled their weight on giving the quarterbacks some pressure. Watertown's offensive line is great. They really know how to move forward and move our defensive line around, but going lateral, they're not very great. When we practice, on some practices, the linemen are really working them side hustles and going forward. And once our defensive line goes forward and they create havoc, they really create havoc. That quarterback's really pressured. And with me coming on the side, with Sarda coming to the side, he's really got to make a split decision whether to take the sack or just pass to one of his receivers.
Was the game plan tonight, I mean, and it looked from up here like you guys did a much better job in terms of not only pressuring Drew Norberg, but you did a much better job containing him tonight. I mean, because 3 weeks ago he was able to buy time and keep plays alive and buy time and allow his receivers to get open downfield. Tonight he never really looked comfortable in the pocket. Was there a little bit of a change in the game plan in terms of not only how you rushed him but also how you contained him?
Yeah, our defensive coach, Coach Lewis, did a great job this week of watching film and telling us we got to keep him in the pocket. If he's in the pocket, then he's going to make short split decisions that really might not help his receivers very well. And if he's in the pocket, then we have him circled. So the only way he can go is either us taking him down or him just trying to find a hole and getting out.
One last question here. You always come out and bring the American flag with you when you come out. How special is that for you to be able to do something like that every single home game?
It's a great feeling. I like to represent my nation, and with me being in the National Guard, I really try to support young teens to maybe join or maybe represent themselves, because in this day and age, representing yourself can either make you or break you.
And it's to me personally, before the game gets going, especially, it's my favorite time to be able to watch you guys come out of that tunnel and you come bringing out the American flag. It's a real special tradition this year that you guys have had. But congratulations on the win, Josh, and we'll see you next Friday against the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles back here at home. Josh Strand of the Pierre Governors as they win it 38-9 over the Watertown Arrows, and we now bring in the head man and Coach Steve Steele, who will have himself another home game next Friday. Brookings gets upset by Aberdeen Central 42-34, but before we get to that point, talk about how excited and how proud of this team you are after a big win like this, a 29-point win.
Well, I think we're very obviously proud of them and everything, just how they responded this week. They really had a focused and they attacked this week. This was a really, really strong week of practice, really strong week of preparation, and it showed tonight, on both sides of the ball. I thought we did a good job. After the first play of the game, they really didn't do much on offense, and we, for the most part, were able to move the ball down the field. So, I said very, very pleased with our effort, and we earned another one, so now we got to go get another one.
And that, I think, was part of your game plan you talked about in the pregame interview, that really was going to come down to which team was going to be able to limit the other team's big plays. And really, you only gave up the one big play tonight. I mean, so when they hit that 74-yard touchdown pass on the first play, was your stomach in your throat for maybe a second or two, or how did you feel at that point?
Not too bad. It's kind of been our process to start the game when we play these teams in the second time, around going in the playoffs. We kind of start the same way we started the first game, and then we adjust from there. We obviously had a very deep game plan past that, but that was how we started it. Wanted to make improve. Hey, if last game was legitimate, let's do it again, and they did. So, all right, now we'll move on to Plan B, and then I said Plan B did a great job. So, very pleased with our defense tonight.
Lincoln Keenels has now broken career records, season records, passing yards, and he's still got another year to go for a career record that he already has and will continue to add to it. But just how special he's been, and he mentioned it when we talked that he has felt that he's grown and has grown and become a better quarterback in the last year, and obviously that shows here this year as well. But just from your standpoint as the head coach and being able to see with him every day in practice and film sessions and everything, just how much he has grown and how much better of a quarterback he's been in the limited time that he's been the Pierre quarterback. Yeah, and quarterback's a very hard position in football. It's quite literally the weight of the world, in a lot of offenses, especially in ours this year. And you see his raw ability. You saw that last year. The kid's got an absolute cannon. He's got really good footwork. He's got all the tools. But the hardest part about playing quarterback is the mental aspect, and being able to dissect the defense, understand what you're looking at, and how we're trying to attack certain defenses. And you kind of saw that breakthrough, in that Mitchell game last season. And then, this year he's just skyrocketed. I think that the last year was a pretty slow and steady growth, which you kind of expect with a young quarterback, and he's really taken off. He's that stock that all of a sudden goes up 400% in one day.
How let's talk a little bit about your defense tonight, because I really thought your defense was really special tonight. They came in. We talked in the open about the fact that you kind of probably needed to come at Norberg at some different angles and really make him uncomfortable in the pocket and not allow him to get outside and buy time with his feet. And he never looked comfortable tonight. Even on a lot of his throws, even on the ones that he completed, and I think he only had 9 completions tonight. Is that right, John?
Yep.
9 completions?
9 completions.
To me, he just never looked comfortable at all in the pocket. And so I think, it looked like your line and your edge rushers on your linebackers did a nice job. But then I think your secondary really played well. Jaden Weeby really locked up Cole Holden tonight.
Yeah, it was. The whole game plan was a tremendous job by our coaching staff doing that. Some really fun defensive fronts where we had 2 defensive linemen in the game. They mixed all the different pressures around, and one of the underrated aspects I think of the game plan tonight as well was Coach Nas was rotating. I think we used probably 10 different defensive linemen, which is crazy. To rotate that many guys through, especially when at times you're only playing 2 of them at a time. But I think that was a major part for keeping him uncomfortable, as we always had fresh guys. We never had to play tired defensive line. They were able to send 2 guys in every play or every couple plays, and continue to let them just try and run and catch him. Run, chase him down, get him uncomfortable, and that allowed us to keep some more skilled players on the field to help that back end. Because we obviously kind of devoted 2 guys. Jaden did an outstanding job pressing and being physical, and then we had Jacob or Lincoln back over the top. So it was a really good game plan by our guys.
And we've mentioned this in the coach's corner. We talked about it, that it wasn't a guarantee. Just because you're the home team and the top seed, it wasn't a guarantee. We saw that with Aberdeen Central and Brookings tonight. That Aberdeen Central picked up a win, and now you guys are home next week. But there's a lot that you talk about it, but sometimes you actually see it. You're saying that you got to come out and be prepared to play no matter what the seeds are. And we saw that 11 AA, that anybody can beat anybody on any given night. And you guys were able to really control this game from start to finish. Other than 7-7 at the early part of the game, you never trailed after that and had a dominating performance.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about that as a team after the game. We're just like, be excited that we get to play at home next week, but also realize why we get to play at home next week. It's because there was an upset, and because someone overlooked someone or someone outperformed their seed. And, we've got to wipe away that number next to their name, wipe away their record next to them, wipe away our last game, and just attack this week the way that we attacked this previous week. And I said the kids are really locked in. Obviously, they're excited. I think in a sense it's a little bittersweet because you're hoping to go get some of that revenge, but at the same point in time, we get to play another football game, and we're still in it.
So looking forward, I guess a couple of things. One, obviously you just played Aberdeen just a couple of weeks ago. What's kind of your first blush thoughts going into that, and then coming into next week? Do you got any injuries that are of note right now other than Matt Hansen?
Well, I think Matthew should be back. Answering that one first, though, I think he should be back next week. I said he had been really tight, maybe able to go tomorrow potentially if we had played tomorrow instead of tonight. So I think we feel comfortable that he'll be able to go next week. Nothing really new. Foley kind of banged up his hand a little bit, but I think he's not going to let us take him out at this point in time. But I said Aberdeen's a good football team. They've obviously got one of the most dynamic players in the state back there at quarterback, and I was actually very impressed by their running back when we had played them. I thought the Sarda kid was a really, really tough runner. Did a great job just continuing to follow blocks and push up field. So it's going to be another one of those games where, well, I guess maybe it won't. I guess you look at their Brookings game. You think if Aberdeen wins this game, it's probably like a 14-10 game and is 40-something, 30-something.
Yeah,
so
42, 34.
I guess you never know. But it's one of the games where I'd anticipate them trying to slow it down.
You get a chance to play at home again on next Friday in the state semifinal, that extra day to prepare. We'll talk Coach's Corner on Wednesday. We'll talk pregame interview on Friday as well. But congratulations on another big win. That chase for 5 straight is still alive and another opportunity. And you get to finish it, finish the state semifinal, finish the longest you can go play it here at home. You get an opportunity to play here at home one more time. And but congratulations on the win tonight.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Head coach Steve Steele, the Pierre Governors, as they win it 38-9 here in the first round of the 11 AA playoffs. We'll talk with Coach Steele on Wednesday at Coach's Corner live from the Long Branch. 5:30 to 6:30. He'll be our first guest, as he always is. We'll talk about Aberdeen Central on that Friday and the game plan that is. But, Greg, as we start to wrap things up, you're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. But as we wrap things up here, your final thoughts on the win here for the Governors?
Well, it's a huge victory. It's a little bit of a statement win for the Governors, 38-9. They really came in and played well defensively tonight, and I think that's a huge credit to the 11 guys that started, but then, like Coach Steele just said, all the guys that rotated in and just all played a role in this game. And so a huge credit to the defense. The offense did exactly what I think they wanted to do. They controlled the ball. They were probably a little more methodical tonight than they have been in past weeks. But big credit to the offense. Governors live to play another day, and that's what you're looking for in playoff football. And so next Friday night, I assume it'll be a 7 o'clock game, but we'll find that out probably tomorrow. But I tell you what, it's sure a lot more fun playing at home this time of year.
I was going to say, and a chance to play in front of the home faithful. We said it should be a 7 o'clock start, but I said it should be a 6 o'clock start tonight, and that was at 7 o'clock. So we'll announce it when we know, and we'll tell you that we'll be on the air half an hour before kickoff next Friday for the state semifinal between Pierre and Aberdeen Central here at Hollister Field. So I want to say thanks to Jen Hanna back at the station, Greg Dean to my left, the John Winkler here from Hollister Field. One more time to play here at Hollister, as the Gals will be hosting Aberdeen Central next Friday. Governor Volleyball coming up next Tuesday to finish out the regular season against Sioux Falls Jefferson, being on the air at 6:40 with first serve at 7 o'clock. We'll finish out the Green Bay Packers and Arizona Cardinals game there in the fourth quarter. We'll take you out there as the Pierre Governors. They win it tonight. They win it 38-9 over the Watertown Arrows, as we say so long from Hollister Field.
You've been listening to Pierre Governor Athletics on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Pierre Governor Athletics is brought to you by Avera St. Mary's, Sander Auto Parts, Bank West, Weather All Roofing, Faith Lutheran Church, Billion Financial, The Clubhouse Inn and Suites, Fording Electric, Slumberland, Kruger Contracting, B&B Equipment, Bridget M Photography, Sioux Nation, Edward Jones Financial, First Dakota National Bank, Gales Gas, Service Master, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Purist Foods, Kathy Sunshine Properties, All Pro Towing, Pierre Dental Clinic, Olson Plumbing, Lamb Motors, Midwest Cooperative, the May Adam Law Firm, Owyhee Federal Credit Union, the Association of Weed and Pest, Fisher Round, Shane's Pharmacy, Todd's Electric, Wagner Auto, First United Methodist Church, East Pier Landscape and Garden Center, Country Carpet and Flooring, and Black Hills Federal Credit Union. Join us all season on your home for Pierre Governor Athletics, KCCR, and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports, Central South Dakota's sports